Here we go. 2024. Yo, you know something? This is my first interview on Vlad TV for 2024, and I couldn't have started it off with a better guest than my brother. Please welcome back to Vlad TV. Jock, what it do?
What's happening, Prez? I appreciate that too. And I must say, man, you have the best intros for your guests, Shaw. I mean, I walk out of here, every time I walk out of here, I feel like somebody. I feel special. You feel?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I told you offline, my brother, you coming up in here looking like money. Like 2024 is treating you right. I love the fit. You're looking good. You're sparkling.
I appreciate it.
I mean, you're doing it.
Normally, if you go back in the history of my Vlad interviews, I just be throwing shit on. So this was one of them days. I was like, you know what? I ain't doing that shit today. I'm gonna put some clothes on today.
Nah, you're looking good. You're looking like money, brother. You're clean. You're looking good. Okay. Yo, you ready to get this thing started?
Of course, I'm here.
You know, Jock, and I tell you this all the time, I so love doing these interviews because your perspective and your wisdom, you know, it goes far deeper than surface in the way that you really look and break down things. Like, I just enjoy these interviews, so I'm happy to get into it with you. Here we go. Not sure if you're aware. But DJ Vlad is going viral right now.
Yes, he is.
Which he does about 3-4 times a month these days. Taraji P. Henson. I'm sure you saw that interview with her, and she broke down in her interview, and essentially she was saying she, was thinking about stepping down and stepping away from the business at one point because, as accomplished as she is, she doesn't feel as though she is compensated in the same way that her contemporaries are. She works very hard, and by the time agents, managers, this one, that one, they take their part, she's not coming home with much. Vlad stepped in and said, look, Taraji P. Henson is worth $12 million. She lives in a $6 million house. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to hear millionaires complaining.
Here's the bigger problem. No one wants to hear a millionaire complain that they didn't get more millions. You're already a millionaire. Taraji lives in a $6 million house. She's worth $12 million.
What?
No one wants to hear.
Sacrificed.
Nobody wants to hear Vlad complain about money.
And the internet went into an uproar. And one of the main reasons they went into an uproar is because, Vlad, you're white. How dare you speak on the finances of a black woman, especially someone as accomplished as Taraji P. Henson? Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts?
It's interesting because let's just be clear. When you start to speak on the powers to be or the protocols that's unforeseen to the public, that's shunned upon because, people feel like, you could be stepping on toes, you could be going against the very powers that pay you. And the climate now, as we see with platforms such as, podcasts and people being more free to speak their mind, even just with a simple going live or just putting something up on the internet. I think people are more vocal these days, and I can respect it and I appreciate it. I felt some kind of way when Vlad said that, because I was like, well, you know what? I was thinking to myself, you know what? We always take on this whole notion that once we see these super celebrities, like they're super paid. And you have to understand that sometimes, man, they ain't getting the dollar you think, because by the time it trickled down to them, so many people have been paid, they walking away with 35% of their earnings. I don't care how much money Taraji has made. I don't care what she's worth. Just because she has a $6 million home does not mean that she can't feel how she feels about being paid. I mean, when you start talking about equal opportunity, first and foremost, when we speak of a space like the entertainment world of Hollywood, sexism comes into place, classism comes into place. and even colorism. So when you think of a Taraji, you know, she's right there in that fair complexion, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like she get a pass, right? You can see her doing bigger things, but she ain't super light skinned. Somebody super light skinned or of another race could walk right in and get a bigger dollar than her. Or a man could step in. Well, that's why I said sexism. A man could come in and boom, just that fast, he's getting more money than her. Just because she's worth 12 million does not mean she got 12 million in her bank account. You know, I can have $1 million in my bank account and have $11 million in life insurance. You know, when people ask the question of, well, how do you raise your net or your, you know what I'm saying, what people say your worth, your net worth, how do you raise that? Well, those are one of the ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? Right now, if I go and apply my life insurance and I got a $10 million life insurance policy, that doesn't mean that I have $10 million cash liquid. You know what I mean? So I don't get caught up in what we assume people are worth or what we Google someone's net worth to be. I don't get caught up in someone's accomplishments. I'm going to look at it on the surface level of it. At the end of the day, if she's one of those people, because imagine this, you've been playing the game the way you're supposed to. She's done an excellent job at making her place in the whole entertainment scene when it comes to, you know, television and movies, right? She's made her place. You would agree with me and say she's secured there, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So let's think of this. When you're thinking to yourself, yo, by the time I get here, I should be able to get this type of dollar amount. Once I've gotten these particular accolades, once I've gotten this many films behind me, once I've made a certain amount of money, my films or my shows have grossed a certain amount of money, then I expect to be compensated properly, you know, compared to my accomplishments. Now, let's say you've done all this, you look up and you've been in this for 30 years, and you get there, you're like, yeah, finally, boom, and they still playing with you. You're gonna feel like, you know what? And in this day and age, like as I started to combo out with, like people are more vocal. So I'm not mad at her for speaking up. You know, think about it. If no one spoke up about how these people were being paid unfairly, when it came to the whole concept of this actor strike, this writer strike, that came about because people began to speak out. You're not gonna get change if you don't speak out. So I salute Taraji wholeheartedly. At the end of the day, you know, like the statement she made about having to fire her whole team, you damn right. I should have seen Taraji on every damn commercial. And this is no shade to Shaquille O'Neal, right? I look up and I see Shaquille O'Neal on 1 million commercials. Shaq deserved it. He put his work in, right? But I'm sure some of those other commercials, no, I'm not saying he shouldn't have them. I'm just saying with the level of success she's had, I should be seeing her, someone who is active in their field. Shaq don't play basketball no more. Shaq is a multi-millionaire, if not close to a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? But his work, his accomplishments, you know, when you go in to look at what he's done and accomplished, you can see the compensation now. You can see the smooth ride for him now. When we think of a Taraji, I ain't seen her on no commercials.
No.
Commercial. I just seen Vivica Fox on the commercial. But I haven't seen Taraji on any commercials. Not saying she doesn't have them, but on my side of things, I haven't. So I feel her.
You know, everything you saying is real, and it's great perspective. I want to dive deep just on the Vlad. Does Vlad himself even have the right to comment? Vlad has made it known that he's a multimillionaire, and he's saying straight up, I don't even think people want to hear that, you know, anybody who's worth millions are having financial problems.
I mean, to each his own. For you to ask me if he has a right to, we all have a right to speak our mind. We all have an opinion, you know, fair is fair. And like I said, if you don't speak up, if you don't point out the inequalities in whatever field you're in or whatever's going on in your social space, your career space, your personal life, if you don't point out those equalities, how do you expect to bring about change? Let's be clear on that. Vlad saying what he says, guess what? although he caught some backlash from that, there are some people who do not want to hear that. He's justified to say that. There are some people who bandwagon right along with him and like, yeah, you know, I'm around here living paycheck to paycheck. I'm barely making $40,000 a year, and you worth $12 million. You complaining about you not getting enough money. There are people who will follow in that vein, as far as that opinion and that thought process goes. But at the end of the day, there are people who want to see. Sometimes, let's just be for real. You want to see your faves rise. You want to see your faves glow up. You know what I'm saying? Let's be for real. Taraji is a favorite. She's a people's choice favorite. She has shown that she can carry whatever load that's placed on her back. You know, and I don't want nobody to spin that. I'm just saying her workload. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what you saying? She a slave? What you mean? Load on her back. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I mean, fair is fair. Yes, he has every right to say what he says, but he also has to remember the day comes that streaming changes and it matriculates down to less money for a platform like a Vlad TV, and Vlad goes out and starts speaking on a YouTube. Then he has to understand if people come up and say, Vlad, you got millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of views on YouTube. You've made hella money off the culture. Nobody wants to hear you complain about the streaming services have changed and the way they pay out to the people who create the content. And it would be fair to say if someone said that to him, you know, but at the end of the day, right is right. And I'm gonna stand on the side of right. I don't care about if I rock with you or if I don't. I'm gonna stand on the side that's right. That's just how I'm gonna always be, because what I feel, if I'm standing on it 100% wholeheartedly, my thoughts and opinions aren't gonna change unless something comes about that brings a different change that makes me look at it differently. But for the most part, hey man, she got every right to feel how she feels. Shit, if she knows she's supposed to be getting 10 million a move, even if it ain't but 5 million a move, and somebody offering her 1.8, it's a problem. Yes, it's an issue. Knowing that I gotta pay taxes on this money, knowing that wherever I live, the cost of living is crazy. You know, a $6 million house, what Taraji live at?
I have no idea.
I don't have no idea. But if she anywhere with a $6 million home, like a LA, a Miami, a New York, Jersey, any of that, that shit costs. The cost of living is high in itself. Do you know what a mortgage on a $6 million home looks like?
It's real.
It's real. So
that's real.
If she walks away, let's say she just did the adaptation of Color Purple, right? Now look at this. I'm gonna tell you one thing that may have brought about this whole conversation. She's not the lead in that. Correct me if I'm wrong. She's not the lead, right?
Nope.
Fantasia
no, she's
is,
not.
right?
Correct.
So does that mean that Fantasia makes more money than Taraji in this movie, in this film? Because who's the bigger actress, Fantasia or Taraji?
That's a damn good question.
Taraji would be the bigger actress, right?
Yes.
But if it's a musical and we know that this adaptation is based on the concept of a musical, it's a musical, and Fantasia has the bigger accolades in that space, and she's the lead, then naturally, is she gonna make more money than Taraji?
You would think she would.
Okay, now, but as it being a movie, if Fantasia has not set herself up to get the high dollar for that movie, then how can they come and pay Taraji more money than Fantasia for her role as a supporting actress? So that right there could have created that conversation too. Because I sat back and I thought about it. I was like, damn, well, you're in a new movie. This is a big production. This ain't on Tubi. No offense to Tubi. But I'm just saying, this shit is in the box office. People are coming out of their homes and paying money and paying for high-ass concessions to sit down and watch a movie. So she made, because think about it. If Fantasia capped out at, let's just say, they said, we're going to give you $2 million to do this movie, Fantasia. They can't go back and give Taraji 5. If she the lead, right? If she number one, when you look at the names and you go on the trailers and you see the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, all the way to the 8 or the 10, we know who making the most money, right?
Yeah.
So if Fantasia only got 1.5 or a 2, then can Taraji expect more if she's not number one? So we don't know what created that. And I'm pretty sure this isn't the first time. Let's be for real, man. There's several things I've done where I didn't get my just due. But I said, you know what? I believe in what I'm doing. I'm gonna use this play right here as a segue play. This gonna segue me into a bigger bag. Well, Taraji may not feel she gotta be looking at it like that because she done did all of her segue plays. She done did, I mean, the play, not a play, but the play, you know, to get the money. For anybody that want to get confused in the word play and the word play of the word play. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. And damn, Jock, you just broke that down so nicely, and it gives us all something to really consider and think about. So with that being said, Vlad, let that woman live. Leave that woman alone.
Let her live.
Leave her
Vlad.
alone.
Let her live, Vlad.
Please.
I love me some Tahara Henson. What Boosie called her Tahara Henson? Boosie said, that's my favorite actress. Tahara Henson, P. Henson. I was like, I know you're going, Boosie. I get it, but it's Taraji P. Henson.
All right, let's move this thing on.
Let's get it.
Katt Williams sat down on Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe show, and went scorched earth. Katt had opinions, thoughts, insights, and aired out his personal feelings on any and everybody within the world of comedy. I checked before this interview. I think that interview in its entirety, and the interview was over 2 hours and 45 minutes long. It's not short. And it has topped 50 million views on YouTube. First and foremost, what is your thoughts on Katt speaking his mind? Because he said Kevin Hart is an industry plant. He accused Cedric the Entertainer of stealing his jokes. And the craziest thing about it, everybody who he mentioned came out with something to say. What is your thoughts on this whole thing?
I mean, it's no different than me sitting here with you, right? And if it's things that I've been preaching for the last 15 to 20 years, and people have taken them like, oh, okay, watch out. You're just hating. You're just mad you don't have the success they have. It's just your opinion. You're bitter. And then it comes to the point where I realize that the space we're in as a society today, at this point in time, people are willing to sit down and really hear you out now. Then I could definitely see how easy it was for him to say, you know what? I'm gonna take this 2.5 hours to give y'all everything that I've been thinking and feeling for the last 15 to 20 years, maybe even 25 to 30 years. I mean, they all been around for a long time. Katt is one of those guys, like, you know, he's a professional reader. He'll read you in a heartbeat. You know, I remember, you know, I probably shouldn't tell this story, but I was new to Twitter. And I'll never forget, DMX had just come home. Rest in peace to DMX. And I saw the special with Katt Williams, Lunel, Red, and they had the German Shepherd. Remember Katt had the dog in the car with him? They did that tour.
Yep.
And I think Lunel just recently spoke about this on Vlad. And I remember watching that, and that shit was so funny. And I was just getting on Twitter. I didn't want to do Twitter. I hated the name of it. It's called Twitter. Had a bird. I was like, what is it? You know, it was explained to Diddy one way. It was like dissected for like over an hour and a half of how it works. When it got to me, it was like a 5 to 10 minute. This is what it is, how it works. I ate a bagel for lunch. I was like, so I didn't understand at the time, right? So once I seen Diddy take off with his Twitter and people was jumping on Twitter, and I was starting to understand, it wasn't explained to me this way. So I remember one day I was in St. Louis, I never forget it. I'm in my suite, I'm actually in a penthouse. It's after my concert. And I just started making jokes. I said, man, y'all ain't gonna believe what just happened. I fabricated this whole story. I said, man, it's me, DMX, Katt Williams. We're in my hotel room. And I'm not saying Katt or DMX had cocaine, but it was a line of cocaine on the table and the dog hit the line of cocaine. The dog got high and attacked me. Y'all, I'm headed to get 20, I had to get 20 stitches, right? So that shit went crazy. That was my introduction to Twitter. Like literally, it boom, took off. Now, I had seen Katt. I didn't really know Katt Williams, you know what I'm saying? I met DMX, I didn't really know DMX. And that was very irresponsible of me, you know, being a lot more understanding of what I was doing now than at that moment when I just did it planned, because I was like, I was gonna be like it was a joke. But it took off so fast, nobody reached out to me and said nothing. I never went back and addressed that it was all false, right? So I'm in Atlanta, I'm at Legal Seafood, Boston Legal Seafood. And my homegirl, she's having this birthday party. She's hosting about 10 beautiful women. I mean, all these women were gorgeous. And I never forget walking in, and I saw this security guard, these two security guards look at me. They looked at each other, and I was like, y'all good? And they was like, yeah. So I went upstairs. The security guard came up there and was like, yo, Mr. Young Jock, I need you to step outside for a minute. And I'm like, for what? It was like, Katt wanna holler at you. I say, Katt who? Katt Williams. I say, Katt Williams wanna holler at me? The Katt Williams? I gave him a the, because I love Katt Williams, you know what I'm saying? I said, the Katt Williams? He's like, yeah, he wanna holler at you outside. I'm like, all right, cool, hell yeah, I'll be back, y'all. I'm about to go holler at Katt right quick, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need anything, it's on me. Get what y'all want. Man, I walk outside, Katt sitting outside, and he goes, I'm like, Katt, what's up, my boy? He like, what's up, motherfucker? and at this time, it's just Katt Williams. I'm like, man, what's up, dog, man? It's good to see you. I go to dap, right? And hit him with the dap, and you know, you come in with the and he locked on me. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever seen me do cocaine? So now I'm trying to get off on him so I can look him in his eye to be like, huh? But he's holding me. I'm like, nah. He said, have you ever seen the DMX do any drugs? I said, no. He said, nigga, do you know my dog? I was like, no. And I'm trying to see, like, because he's strong. He holding me. I'm like, Katt, what's up, man? He like, I don't appreciate what the fuck you did. And I was like, oh, man, Katt, you talking about the Twitter shit? Absolutely. Exactly. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. So don't even sit here and play like you don't. And I was like, so it took me a second. I was like, oh, he mad at me for real. And I'm like, you good? He said, do I look like I'm good? You got the whole motherfucking nation thinking my dog, fuck me, fuck DMX, but my dog doing cocaine with you. I don't appreciate it. And I have a problem. I'm like, and at that moment, I was realized that, you know what? I never clarified that was me bullshitting, and I wanted to tell him that. But let me tell you the type of dude Katt was at that moment. He said, no, I'm gonna give you a choice. You can tell me you did it just because you didn't give a fuck, and I can leave knowing that you didn't give a fuck. He said, or you could tell me you was just doing it because you wanted to go viral. I said, the latter, absolutely. He said, you just want to be viral? He said, okay, cool. That's all I want the motherfucker know. You good with me, nigga. Just don't do it again. And I was like, yeah, for sure. I'm back, man, I love you, Katt, man, I'm sorry, man. He said, I don't want to hear that. What are you doing upstairs? I'm like, shit, we like eating, having some drinks and shit. Cause I still don't know where I'm at with him, cause Katt kinda got this gangster little undertone, and I'm like, what? And he got these big ass security. He said, well, let's go up and have some food and some drinks. So we go upstairs. So I come back to the table. He said, go ahead, I'm right behind you. So I'm like, damn, this shit crazy. Katt just checked me slick. But I'm glad he was cool. So I get to the table, like, ladies, Katt Williams want to know if y'all want more drinks or food. They're like, Katt Williams, yeah. Now, I'm not going to use the word kidnap because then it would be me messing up again. Katt said, look, I got the whole floor of the hotel. Come up, let's hang out. Bring your drinks. So I got to look around before I just be like, hell yeah, I want to go. Because I'm a man. I want to be like, all right, let's go upstairs. So Katt say, come on. I say, you ladies, y'all good? They like, hell yeah, that's Katt. All right, boom, pay for the ticket. We get upstairs. Katt got on, the Pooh Shiesty mask?
Yep.
Katt had on a Pooh Shiesty mask. Katt put on a wife beater. He had on a wife beater, took a shirt, had on a wife beater, Pooh Shiesty mask, and the hair was coming out the bottom of it. Katt pulled out his iMac computer, set it up in the room. Katt sat there and played over 30 of the jammingest songs I ever heard. I'm like, nigga, you rap? Absolutely, this is what I really do. And I sat there and I realized at that moment, man, hey man, this guy is really underrated, man, because I'm like, just for him to handle the situation the way he handled it, I was like, damn, Katt, all right with me, man. So it's funny that after that happened, we was cool. He had this tour going or whatnot. We probably chilled with Katt for like 2 hours. Katt pulled back up on me at my salon. I never forget, unannounced. He pulls up in this Rolls Royce, hops out, comes in. We were doing like a pop-up shop in my salon. Man, Katt Williams came in there and supported every vendor in that salon that day, unannounced. Nobody had to ask him nothing. He said, I want to know what y'all selling, because I'm buying. Katt came in there and spent about $300 to $3,500, man. They called me. I was like, Katt, man, I'm out of town. He's like, it doesn't matter. I'm here to support. I love you. I see you in the wind. And he got them, hopped in his car and rolled off into the sunset. I said, God damn.
That's dope, man. That's a dope story. And it's right in line with everything that he said and did.
Yeah.
And the reason he going viral. Real talk.
Yeah.
You know what I find interesting, and I definitely want to move this thing on, but I find it interesting because as a celebrity, you really pick and choose your moments when you're going to respond to people.
Right.
And the fact that everybody who he mentioned, from Ludacris to Kevin Hart to Ricky Smiley to Ice Cube, Tiffany Haddish, Cedric the Entertainer, they all responded to this man. Like, does that say more about him, or does it say more about them?
You know what? I think anytime a figure, a person with status, can step to the forefront and allege things, instances, or situations, things that have transpired, when they allege that, and they're standing on it so strong to where they're saying they could produce receipts, or they produce receipts, it's gonna make you step up and say something. Because now you're like it's almost like a trick bag. He like threw everybody in the trick bag. And nobody wants to be in that trick bag. So the only way you're gonna get out that trick bag, for some people, they're like, yo, I gotta stand up and say something, because I can't be put in this trick bag. Nobody, it's not like one person and they just like, man, I ain't even gonna say nothing on it. But when you instantly watching the first 10 minutes, the first 10 seconds of that interview with Katt, man, on Club Shay Shay, you already know it was gonna have a nuclear viral payload. You knew it was gonna be big instantly. And nobody wants to be left in a trick bag that big with that much viewership and not say something to defend their title, to defend their career, to defend their likeness, to defend their viability. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just not say nothing. It was one of them things. And the people that he spoke on are people who speak out. You're talking comics.
Yes. Yep.
These are people who are not afraid to say what's on their heart and their minds. And you're dealing with one that is like willing to take on everybody. And I think it was a very explosive approach to 2024, and it worked.
Nah, it damn sure did work. And I believe it was his intent to go viral. I do. I also believe it was his intent to do what Katt does, to just speak his mind and speak what's on his heart.
Right.
But whatever the intent was, he definitely got up under the skin of people who were professionals, and they really pick and choose their moment. And every one of them was like, yo, I can't just let this ride. And he got because right now, Katt's so hot out there. And it's crazy because I just learned, and you tell me if this is a violation or not, you know, he went at Kevin Hart, and come to find out Kevin Hart's wife, Torrey, she going on tour with Katt.
Right.
So is that a violation on her part, or is she just like, yo, I'm a comedian, I'm taking advantage of this moment?
Yo. Respectfully.
And his ex-wife.
His ex-wife.
Kevin Hart,
respectfully.
let me clear that up.
It's not his wife anymore, right? It's his ex-wife. Exed out of the equation of marriage. Yeah, they got kids. They still got a co-parent. I'm pretty sure he still pays some type of child support and alimony. I'm not sure, but I want to say that I'm sure. So on one end, one would say, well, why would you ride with Katt? Because this man still has to help you co-parent, and this could affect his money. But Kevin Hart got so much money, like nobody caring about that shit for real. That's on one end. But realistically, she's a comic. She's a comedian. And it's really interesting if this guy comes along and helps her on her journey and gives her a platform. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get a springboard or lunch pad from somebody who's in opposition to somebody that you may be connected to, it looks like chess. Let's just say what it is. I'm not mad at her. I mean, shit, Kevin Hart probably don't give a shit. He probably just like, look at this shit. Like, man, why would you do that? But at the end of the day, he probably like, good for her. Go on and get the money. Now he's probably sitting around like, well, is she gonna talk about me in her stand-up? Because you know, people gotta be thinking, because think of the anticipation that comes with this. I wonder what she got to say. Because she knows, just as he knows, Kevin that is, and Katt. Everybody knows, like, yo, this a crazy move. Some people could look at it as a violation. Some people could just look at it as a golden opportunity. Simple and plain. Simple as that.
Done deal. Okay. Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X.
Choo.
I'm sure you saw the cover artwork to his new single, J. Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talk about going viral. You talk about somebody knowing exactly what they're doing to get the eyeballs, to get the chatter, to get people reposting, to get the outlets, you know, really speaking about their new project. This man knows exactly what he's doing. And every time he comes out, he pushes the envelope just a little bit more. What's your thoughts on this man's single cover?
You know, he recently came out and he spoke on it. He ain't the first, he ain't gonna be the last. Anyone who's ever attempted to do that was ridiculed in some kind of way. You know, they caught backlash. I remember, hell, Tupac. Wasn't Tupac on the cross for Machiavelli? What cover was that? Well, Tupac was on the cross. And we love Tupac. Let me say this. A lot of people love Tupac, because there were some people who hated Tupac. But there were some people who loved Tupac, a lot of people. And, you know, some people are quick to say it's blasphemous, right? Lil Nas X basically said, you know, that was him saying, like, how Jesus came back, I'm coming back. I think the thing with him is, you know, there's a term, and I always hear my white friend say it, hey, whatever you do, pace yourself. Don't blow your load, right? And I think Nas has blown his load. And what I say, the reason I say that, because off rip, when he came with the first record, everybody's like, what in the hell? He went from 0 to 100 instantly.
Real quick.
Like, quick, boom. He instantly was like, wow. And it gave people hope, like, yo, you might be onto something so dope that other little black boys can follow right behind you in this way, and it's showing that they don't have to just rap or do R&B or just like you're singing country music, right? But then the success hit him so hard, that was already part of his load. Then he had to come back around with the other joint where he comes out like, hey, here I am. So that was like, whoa. That was another part of that load. It was like, whoa. It was like, he keeps hitting us with these extremes. Boom, boom. So then to come back, once he came out, then he came with the whole video of him giving the devil fellatio, and it was just so extreme that I feel like he blew his load. Like people were just at that point like, you can't surprise me with nothing else. And the best thing about a movie is what? The element of surprise. And once the surprise is blown, once I know the surprise, because if I know the surprise too soon, it's no longer a surprise. It becomes expected. That means it's no longer, it no longer has that same impact. And I think he's had such an impact with these, I don't even want to call them stunts, which is how he's rolled out his projects. I think that at this point in time, when he came back and was like, you know what, I'm giving my life to Christ, I'm doing this, that was already like, people like, all right, what you gonna do? Because you sound like you trolling us. Then you already had people like, nah, stay over there where you at. And I don't believe in that. I believe that, anyone can change. If God could forgive us for our sins, then so can man, right? But then you come back and he got the video where he eating the communion crackers and going crazy. It's like, that already looked like one of the 7 deadly sins. It kind of looked like, what was it? What would that be? Gluttony. Because he was doing all that. So you had so many people that point out stuff, had issues with it. But then to turn around and do it. And the song itself, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not hearing the song, but maybe because I'm not tuned into the stations that plays that music, or I'm not in the clubs that's playing that music. But that's the difference. He doesn't have, maybe he does not have that impactful record, that hit, to go along with his extreme antics. And I just think that somewhere in there, he's gonna have to learn, hey man, get back to the music that you really want to put out and start making a difference, because you got so many people turned off for so many different reasons. You can have somebody that of the LGBTQ community, right, who says, hey, I appreciate Lil Nas X, he represents me, right? But then when he takes it a step further to do the stunt with the devil or this thing with God, he turned off people in that community. People in other religions may not have a problem with any of it, but the religious antics that he's using. I just think he's put himself in a spot where he's got, you know what? He shot at too many targets at one time. I'm gonna say that, and I think he hit them. But he didn't get what he wanted out of those targets. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got a lot of people upset with him. People are speaking out. They don't care. You got people just pissed off with the man. At the end of the day, he is who he is. He's doing what he wants to do. And I think as a human, we have a right to the freedom of self-expression. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just think the way he's expressing himself, he's all over the place. And I think people are just like over it. It's like, I don't even want to attach in a sense. Not saying he don't still have fans, but I know some people who are like, for real, Lil Nas X fans. Because I'm a morning show host, I get to talk to people on a daily, and I see a lot of his fans are really disappointed in him and have decided to just kind of step away from supporting him. That doesn't mean it's over for him, but he's gonna have to, come back to the table, with some different things. And I could be wrong, because
and I want to throw this. I mean, you are a celebrity. You know how this thing works. In the business, they say it's no such thing as bad publicity. All publicity is good publicity. The fact is, me and you are talking about this right now, just like everybody else over the last week has been talking about it. The man's streams is up. Good music, bad music, hit, not a hit. People went and listened to it. And at the end of the day, conversations like these is what's helping drive people to listen to it. So did he really piss people off to the fact that his end result wasn't met? I mean, we could look at this week out in Iowa, the Iowa caucus.
The caucus, right.
Donald Trump is one of the most controversial figures to ever walk planet Earth. No matter what you think about this man, love him, hate him, somewhere in between, he wiped the floor with the other Republican potentials and hopefuls. He killed him.
Okay.
It wasn't even a close race.
Okay. That made him the lead. That made him the lead candidate for the Republican side of things.
So,
okay.
In Iowa, it set the tone, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm wondering, does this man's antics work to keep him out there, keep his celebrity at an all-time high? And whether his music is good or not, people will listen just to see, but he still gets those streams anyway.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just because you get some streams, that's cool. All right, that's great. But the streams do not determine your longevity. You kind of get what I'm saying? You got people who streaming right now and can't even fill up a House of Blues venue for a concert.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, crazy streams. So that don't mean, you know what I'm trying to say? And you got people who are gonna tune in where you may not be a Lil Nas X fan, but you like, I just gotta hear it for myself. And if you just skim through his album or his EP or whatever, if you drop 2-3 singles at one time, whatever, yeah, that's gonna get his streams up. But does that matriculate down to repeat business as a fan? Does it matriculate? Because, you know, once you start looking at it, the analytics are gonna tell you if it was truly successful or not. You kind of get what I'm saying? Because he having some big budget videos, and you know, when he toured, I'm pretty sure his production for his touring, his show is probably outrageous. But over time, if your fans start to fade away, all that shit diminishes. I don't care about how viral you went. I don't care about how viral you went. Are you selling your ability to go viral, or are you selling music? Because those are two different things. You know, I haven't put out a hit record in a very long time, but I know how to go viral. But that doesn't mean people are gonna show up to a concert for me because I know how to go viral. Don't get me wrong, in this day and age, it will garner people who want to come lay eyes on you.
Stop there. Well said, Jock. Well said. I love that analogy that you just made. You know how to go viral, but you haven't put out a hit record in a very long time. Does that mean you're going to sell out concert? I love it. Go ahead, though.
I mean, that's that on that, to be honest, because, you know, sometimes you got people who are like right in the middle. They're right in the middle. They're neutral. Because somewhere in there, they're looking at it from the business side where you just proposed, well, is he really losing if X, Y, and Z is happening? And they're like, well, I can't say he's not winning with that, but also I see the backlash that's coming from it. And you got a lot of people who not gonna say nothing. They're just gonna watch it play out. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm just like, wow, this is interesting because somewhere in there, he will be a blueprint for something. Whether it's failure or success, he will be the blueprint for one of those entities. And from there, that's when people say, hindsight is 20/20. Then they can go back and say what not to do or what to do. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But right now, you got people who watching and they're trying to see how it's gonna play out. You got some people who are, you know, they prophesizing, oh, he don't have to answer to God. Don't apologize to us. You got to talk to God, buddy. You got a lot of people who are not really religious people, but when you play about God, they get very religious on you. You know what I'm trying to say? Like people that ain't been to church in years, don't read the Bible, can't quote a Bible scripture, could barely say the grace. But when you play about God, they're not playing with you. So I don't know. You just have to wait and let it play out, and then we'll go from there.
Got you. Okay. Before we move this thing on, I will say again, he ruffled a lot of feathers to your point. You have people like Kai Cenat, huge following, came out and just straight up said, I hate him. Lecrae, gospel rapper, he was like, yo, this dude is playing with fire, mocking Jesus. And, to your point, there's a lot of people who feel the exact same way. But I want to get your thoughts. I mean, this is an artist that I have loved and enjoyed his music for many years. The artist formerly known as Mos Def, Yasin Bey. Hopefully I got his name correct. He said, he did an interview. He sat down and he said, Drake, his music is pop. It's comparable to shopping. Does he have a point? Or is that hate?
It's not hate. And I really would love if, as a society, we could get out of, labeling things hate just because it's my opinion. It doesn't mean I'm hating. It's just my opinion. And because it's not the opinion that you like to hear, it sounds like hate because it opposes your opinion. That doesn't make it
okay.
hate.
So something that, and I love to hear your perspective, and I apologize for jumping in. But have we gotten to the place as a society that we are justifying any and everything that we say as, oh, it's just my opinion? And I like also on some opinion, like keep your opinion to yourself.
But once upon a time, that was a thing. You said what you said, you kept it moving. But society has evolved so much that where I can be across the world and here I am in front of a laptop with you and cameras and a mic and a lapel mic and I'm just expressing my opinion on it. And then it goes viral and everybody says that I'm hating because I'm coming off as an opposing force for what you believe in, what you like or love. So I try not to get caught in we too vocal these days. At the end of the day, I just think that a lot of opinions are really accessible. It's there to hear it. Cause I'm pretty sure, your parents done said some shit about you before. You never heard it. You didn't know they felt that way about you when you were 17. You know what I'm saying? Or that one girlfriend you had. Pops might not have ever fucked with her, hated her, but you didn't hear it. Now, today, you look up and you riding and somebody blowing your phone, like, what going on? I'm looking at my IG, why these comments popping up? Then you go and you see somebody like a Black China and Tokyo Tony, or Angela White, and Tokyo Tony is sitting there talking about her daughter. Like, what the fuck? Like, whoa. So people are just more accessible. The content is more accessible. But back to what Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def, that's his opinion. That's his opinion because Drake is definitely hip hop and he is very popular now. His music is considered popular music, but everything he doing, I mean, let's be for real, is going down. My very first single, my introduction to the world of music, it was a rap song. It was hip hop, even if I'm not from the North, it's hip hop, it's rap, It's a trap song, but it became a popular record. It became a pop record. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things. I heard some records Drake got, I never heard on the radio. I've never heard in the elevator. I never heard shopping. And it's hip hop. But if he has the potential to yield so many popular records, then you're gonna start trying to classify him as a pop artist. Well, he's both. He's hip hop and pop. I'm not saying anything Mos Def said is wrong. I just think that's his opinion. And I myself, being in the world I'm in now, when it comes to media, when you make such strong statements and you're labeling it as your opinion, or if you label it, let me say this, if you label it as a fact, if you label it to be factual, then I've learned you must present the receipts and everything to support that quote unquote fact. So I can't say Drake not hip hop. I'd be lying saying Drake not hip hop. I would just sound dumb as hell to me. Mos Def, you know what, seasoned veteran of the hip hop space. So in his eyes, looking through his scope, his stratosphere, Drake probably is just a pop artist to him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he is. You know, Mos Def was one of those conscious, once upon a time, we would label his type to be a quote unquote backpack rapper, conscious rapper. You know what I'm saying? But you can't tell me Drake ain't gave us some of the best hip hop songs of this generation. So I can't go and just say he's not hip hop. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Nah, I couldn't agree with you more. I like you, I'm born and raised in this hip hop thing. We all have our thoughts and opinions on who the great ones are, where they land in this space. But Drake came out in, I think 2008 is when he first dropped his first single. And he ain't stopped since. That's 16 real years.
Real ones.
Like real years, consecutives, no breaks. At any given moment, you got a Drake hit record that is out there.
Everywhere.
For 16 straight years. Like I know I'm going to get pushed back for saying this, but he is legitimately in the conversation for one of the greatest to ever do it at this point.
Yeah.
Like this man, the consistency, the amount of hits, the numbers, they're all in this man's favor.
Yeah.
You can't deny him. So, as much as I love a Mos Def, and I respect his opinion because he is, he's a rapper's rapper. He really is.
And I respect
he embodies
him as well.
hip-hop.
I was kind of shocked to hear him say that. I really was.
So was I. So was I.
I don't know. I've always admired him. He's never been a negative person. He's always stood for, empowerment. He's always stood for equality. It just, he's always one of those cats, like, if he come in the room, it's gonna be love. And if something's wrong, if something is bothering him, you're bothered because he ain't fucking with nobody. So you kind of like, what's wrong? So to hear him say that, maybe that was his Katt Williams moment. Maybe he wanted to be in the conversation. Somebody asked him a question. He didn't shy away from it. He told his true opinion. So I'm not mad at him for doing that because I get a lot of pushback from shit I say all the time, especially on here. I mean, shit. I say something on here, people be like, what? What? You gonna challenge me on it? You gonna contest what I'm saying? It's just my opinion. I'm not, hey man.
Got you. All right, let's move this thing on, man. I really do hope one day he gets his credit. I hope somebody like Eminem get their credit because that's always so freaking controversial and debatable where M stands in the culture. And to me, he's one of the craziest, he's coldest
pop,
rappers.
Eminem was considered pop.
Yes, and he was considered pop, but he was so freaking dangerous on that microphone, man. Like you can't take that away from him. So I'm sure this is a debate that's going to be going on for the entirety of hip hop. And here we go again. More sad news in the world of hip hop. Yo Gotti's brother, Big Juke, gunned down, killed right after attending a funeral. People online, everybody has speculations, and people were saying that it's related. And I almost don't like to put this out there because it fans a flame that we have no basis if it's rooted in facts or not, but people are saying it's related to Young Dolph's murder, which happened over 2 years ago. What is your thoughts on just the ever-going violence in hip-hop, man.
Man, you know what's so crazy? Naturally, I always say this, life is based on a cycle of balance. I always say this, balance. It's live, die, up, down, on, off, in, out, me, you know, day, night. It's almost like a cause and effect type of thing. And sometimes I think that because as a society, we believe that when this happens, revenge, retaliation comes, right? But let's take the notion that this wasn't none of Dolph's people that got at you. Let's say it wasn't none of Dolph people. Let's say, like you just spoke on Drake being on for what? You say about 16 years straight? Gotti been on about 20 years. Maybe.
Easy. Yeah, easy.
I'm gonna say 22 because I remember my brother-in-law, Josh, coming back, you heard Yo Gotti? You heard Yo Gotti? I was like, who? He's like, Yo Gotti. I said, somebody named Yo Gotti? Because I had never heard of Gotti. I remember that. I had just had my daughter, Coco, and I'm like, is his name Yo Gotti? And he played me Gotti's song. He just kept asking, but I never heard the music. He played me that one Gotti record, and I never stopped hearing Yo Gotti's name from that moment, right? They've had such a long run and a successful run. You don't know who's jealous of these guys. You don't know who may have felt played, who may have felt left out, who may have felt crossed out. You don't know. But the reason I talked about the balance and the cause and effect, because there was something that happened to, somebody that they consider the op, Dolph. People are gonna automatically give that credit to his people and say that was lick back. But you really don't know, because we don't, it could be something as simple as, and I say this respectfully, because I really don't want to speak on that, because it is so fresh, and I know that, the people that love him are pretty sensitive about this subject matter at the moment, and will be for some time. I'm sure of that. So I say this respectfully. We don't know if somebody mad because that man done smashed his lady. You know what I'm saying? And that fast, we automatically credit Dolph's people with the lick back. It might have had nothing to do with Dolph. Might not have had nothing to do with Dolph people, I should say. But we are so quick to say, oh, that was get back. People spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And I just think we live in a space now where you truly got to keep your head on a swivel, man. Because every time I look up, every time I come on here, we're talking about another person from our community, another person that looks like us, another person who has had some type of success, leaving kids behind, leaving family behind. And we're talking about how they've been gunned down, And me personally, I'm just sick of this narrative. I'm sick of the conversation. That doesn't mean it's gonna stop, you know what I'm saying? But I do think that it will be a lot that comes behind this. I'm sure it will be. And I pray that it's not more bloodshed. But again, when we speak of cause and effect and balance, that word balance is real. And people want to balance it out. It's called getting even. When they say even, we neck and neck, right? And that's what people think. Balance. We balance it out. All right, I'm balanced. Am I balanced right now? Am I left and right like that? That's balance, And that means we're even. And to get balance, you take one of mine, I gotta take one of yours. And it appears that could be happening. I mean, let's say this. Black youngster, just lost his brother months ago.
Yep.
You know, I don't live in Memphis, so I don't know what the locals know. I'm not privy to what's going on in the streets of Memphis. I hear stuff. I got friends out that way. I got family out that way, but I'm not involving myself in those conversations because, to be honest with you, some things and some energy is better left where it is. And I'm gonna say that respectfully as I can. Some shit I don't wanna know. I don't wanna be involved. You know what I'm saying? I don't want some shit I don't wanna be able to regurgitate. I don't want somebody having a conversation, and because I know what's going on, even though it got nothing to do with me, I don't wanna be like, well, you know X, Y, Z, so I'm telling you this why that happened. And they was waiting because of it. I don't wanna do none of that. I just really I would love for this senseless violence and bloodshed to just cease, man. And of course we know, I don't even have to say it, we know it's not that easy, brother. It ain't that easy, dog. It ain't that easy. It ain't that easy.
Nah, it's not. It's not. You're absolutely right. And it is disheartening that literally every time we sit down, we're having the same exact conversation. The same exact conversation.
Yes.
Every single time we sit down.
That shit, it leave a pit in your stomach, man. Like, damn, like.
And it's unfortunate because you almost can't get through an interview without bringing this up. Even if I wanted to do an interview and sit down and conversate with you, you know, how do you work around what's in your face and it's current. It's not like this happened last week. It's not like this is right here, right now. I just pray.
Listen, man, you know, I was in Vegas when I got that news about Takeoff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Came on here, we spoke about Takeoff. And I said what I said on that interview, on that particular one we did. And I said, I don't want us to have to talk about this every time we sit down, bro. But
and that was your words verbatim.
But we have to address it because it is prevalent. It's happening amongst us every day, all day, day and night. This shit is happening, bro. Turned right back around and we came back with P&B Rock. That shows you right there how much this shit happening. We couldn't even, it took 3 people to say his name to figure it out. Because today you're in the headlines, you're amongst the talk on the news, podcasts, in the streets, and tomorrow it's another brother, and tomorrow it's another brother, and the next day it's another brother, to the point where you damn near can't even remember everybody's name. It happens so often, so often. We talked about Trouble, you know, that happened. It's like every time we come on here, we talking about it because it's happening. I think that we're in a space where people heartless, dog. I'm gonna keep it 100. Niggas heartless. It's just what it is. It's like a condition. You know, it's a condition. It's like I've callousized my emotional outlook. It's just hard. It's just it's cold. It's I don't care. You know, me before you. I'm gonna put me before you. That's the mindset. So people gonna bring it to your front door if they got to, just to make sure they could sleep at night. Sometimes that's just how it is. And we living in a day and age, man, where you niggas will bust your ass and don't care broad daylight, and it's happening. It's happening. Like most of these murders we talking about, where they happening at? Broad daylight. Let's be for real. If you just name the 3 names, well, not the 3, but let's take Dolph. Broad daylight at the cookie shop, right? Juke. This after a repast, dog. P&B Rock. broad daylight. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. I'm starting to think, you know what? Some appearances just can't be made. Food, funerals, birthday parties, weddings, etc. Because nobody cares no more. People don't care about innocent bystanders. People not caring, dog. It's happening. Niggas is spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Like, it's happening every day, all day, man. It's frustrating. I got kids, man. You know, I always tell my kids, you know, I got my son who here with me right now, man. Great guy, good kid, straight A student. You know, captain of the football team. This brother going off to college, full ride, like everything. But in his moments, because he's so deserving of things that I don't want to tell him no. Like, Dad, I want to go over to this party, have a little house party. I'm like, I was your age once, son, and I know how bad you want to be there and present. But I also know that sometimes it be the good ones that go first. And I just don't want you to even subject yourself to the probability of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I find myself having to try to justify why I don't want you there. You know what I'm saying? I have to find myself trying to, and it turns into me being the parent. Oh man, you know, I don't really think that's a good place to be. And he looking at me like, Dad, that's lame as hell. You done told me a million stories of stuff you went through. You made it. You know, I'm blowed on that. I'm all for it, man. Just shit.
Nah, I get it. And I think any and every parent that is watching or listening to this, we share your sentiments wholeheartedly, 100%. Because at the end of the day, our love for our children trumps everything. And you want to see them have a full life. You want to see them live and go through experiences. But we also, see, here's the deal. When you're talking about young people and kids, to them, it would never happen to them.
Yeah.
They're immortal. They're going to get old. But us as adults and as parents, we know the sad realities of the world we're living in. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of times you bump heads, not just with your children, but with your own inner thoughts. Do I let them go? Yeah, exactly.
Peer group, your own peer circle. I always tell people always like, bro, man, we done did this many times, it ain't never happened. Well, you only gonna die one time.
That's it. That's it.
So it may have never happened, but when the time comes, it comes. And then there we are, standing over you like, damn, dog, don't even want to touch it, but I don't want to seem like I don't want to touch it, but I got to touch a cold ass hand in this casket. Like, yo, dog, it's enough of that shit, man. Like, man.
All right, here we go again. Another day, another rapper gets caught up in some snitching rumors. BG, you know, part of 1/4 of the group, Hot Boys, you know, recently came home. And now there's some rumors surrounding his name. Are you aware of this?
What rumors?
You know, BG got caught. He got arrested a while ago, and I guess he got arrested with a Code D. Code D says, "Yo, I'm gonna take this gun charge." From what's being said, BG took the stand against him. I don't know if that's the way they planned it, but just the fact that he was on the stand, people are saying that, you know, he snitched. Now he got a chain with a rat in a coffin out there. But my real question to you is, do you think snitching in 2024 has any effect on a rapper's career? Or it just is what it is at this point?
It does, but I think what happens now, more than ever, over time, as we put so much light, shed so much light and giving it so much attention, the whole concept of snitching, it starts hitting close to home when you're dealing with situations. I got a partner right now. I'm sorry. I know a person right now. I don't have a partner. I know a person who's currently serving a federal bid, right? He know he not coming home. He know he not coming home. He know it's gonna take God, Donald Trump, and Michael Jackson to get him out. You feel me? He know he not coming home. So now he got cats who are already trying to snitch on him, right? Turn state evidence on him. But he already know he not coming home. So you know what he telling his homies to do? His homies who got pending cases? He
Put
said,
it on him?
Before I let y'all niggas before I let these rat fucks that I don't even fuck with send me up the road because I'm already gone, y'all going on snitch on me because I ain't coming home, so y'all go home to y'all kids. I ain't going home. And you got cats who like, man, I can't do that. Like, bro, this your freaking out of jail. This your freaking out of jail, nigga. And niggas like, I don't know how to feel about it because I'm going to be labeled as a snitch. Hey, man. You want to go home and see your kids, or you want to worry about being labeled as a snitch? Because at the end of the day, if somebody giving you that green light to go ahead and dump them charges on me, it's kind of like, why wouldn't you, right? But then they sit there thinking, but I got to go home with people thinking I'm a snitch. It's like the code of honor. I just feel like we put too much code of honor in certain things and not the right things. You know what I'm trying to say? Just to be 100 with you. We put the code of honor in not snitching, but ain't no code of honor in not spinning the block. Ain't no code of honor in not double crossing or triple crossing. You know what I'm saying? There's no code of honor in none of that shit, but you put the code of honor in not snitching. But niggas snitch every day, B. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
So think about it. Right now, if you and I are co-defendants, right? And you take the gun charge, what am I supposed to do? If you taking the charge and I say it's not my gun and you're taking the charge, I'm left to say it's your gun. Or I gotta say it wasn't my gun. I don't know who gun it was. He said it was his gun, whatever he say goes. They still gonna say you snitched. So I don't know. I didn't look at, his affidavit. I didn't look at the whole write-up on his charges and all that shit. And I'm not an attorney. How about that part? I don't know.
Even as you're talking, this is the same thing that T.I. got caught up in. He told the story, and the story came from his own mouth.
Right.
He told the story that him and his cousin, his late cousin.
We talked about it, right?
Yeah, we talked about it right here on this platform. And his cousin told him, yo, matter of fact, I think his cousin passed away, if I got it correct.
It was supposedly that, yeah, allegedly.
Yeah. And, he was like, yo, gun wasn't mine. What was he supposed to do? The man ain't here.
Hey, man, listen. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. That shit like life and death, man. It's life or death. Like, if he says his gun, he took that charge, what am I supposed to say? Well, tell me what I'm supposed to say. And it's so interesting because it's hard for me to take advice from motherfuckers in the street when somebody like me anyway. Like, I don't got no rap sheet, dog. And I done said it on here before too. I don't got no rap sheet. So, and you know why I don't have a rap sheet? You want me to tell you why I don't have a rap sheet?
Go ahead.
It's something Andre said once before. Andre 3000. In the great words of the most renowned flute player of our generation, Mr. Andre 3000 said, I do my dirt all by my lonesome.
By my lonely. There you go.
I always did dirt on my own. So I ain't never had to worry about no co-defendants. I ain't never had to worry about nobody saying, I got caught, come on, turn yourself in. No, sir. So when I hear people try to tell me, the jailhouse lawyers, the D-boy attorney.
Street lawyers, the barbershop lawyers.
Man, the nigga with more charges than goddamn, I don't be wanting to hear none of that shit because I'm like, dog, it's hard for you to tell me something when I ain't been jammed up. You jammed up all the time. Look at your record, look at my record. So
that's so real.
I just keep it 100, man. Like, if we was in a case together and you taking the charge, nigga, that's your charge. That you know what I'm saying? It's just like committing to a role in a movie, baby. When you commit to that role, you don't stop being that character till that motherfucker say it's a wrap, cut on filming. What they say, Martini? you stay in character the whole way. You taking the charge. All right, bro, I'm gonna take care of you. I got you. I got your mama, your baby mama. You ain't never gotta worry about me crossing the lines, but I'm gonna make sure she's straight too. But get what? If you say you taking that charge and you my Code D in this case, that's your gun. What do you mean?
That's real talk. That's real talk. And I'm gonna tell you something. In the world of rap, I don't even know that it matters anymore.
They on themselves. Of course it don't.
Let's just keep it 100. Gunna, that F You Mean, that record he got, that was the most streamed rap song of 2023. Of all of the singles that came out in 2023, Gunna had the most streamed joint in rap music.
Yeah.
And there was video of him allegedly cooperating. Allegedly. So I don't know that in this day and age where everybody keeping it real, everybody, is talking about what they wouldn't do until they in that situation. I don't even know if it has any bearings on a rapper's career.
It does. No, it definitely
anymore.
does. It definitely does. It definitely does. I mean, even as successful as he was, man, I heard a record, 21 Savage, his new record.
Yep.
And he said something in a sense about that situation. Now, I can't recall if he said a name or not, so I can't necessarily say he was talking about Gunna. Sounds very familiar, sounds very much like it because the way he spoke on it and he set it up and arranged it. But I'm going to say that he was saying that based off of the caption, based off of the headline, the title. So I don't really know if he was talking about him or not. But right now, if you can't get certain niggas to fuck with you who once fucked with you, then I can't agree with what you're saying.
Okay, stop there. But did he stream as much as this man? Did he sell as many records as much as this? I know you saying it has bearing. Maybe it got bearing in the street.
Let me tell you something.
But it ain't mess up with his rap career one bit, Jock.
Everybody can hate you, right? I give you a perfect example. When we talk about a football game and we have these upsets, you like, they put you out the playoffs, they the sorriest team in the league, or they got the worst record in the league. And yet everybody was on this team's side because we just knew this team was gonna destroy you. Yet you came out on top. Your victory is gonna be heard louder than the proposed or expected victory. You get what I'm trying to say?
I do, I'm following.
So in this situation where people expected it to be over for Gunna, he came with a fucking smash. You niggas wasn't ready for it. He came left, and that shit say, fuck you mean? Niggas wasn't ready for it. It just was a, God damn, that boy going in. To be honest with you, I don't even be listening to, I can't even recite the words to the whole song. But I know that fuck you mean.
But you know that hook. Yep.
Just because I hear so much music, man, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm always researching content now because of the field that I'm in as far as media goes, having a syndicated morning show. So I don't even get caught. I hear so much music and so much stuff, it's hard for me to learn it all, no matter how much I hear, because I'm always hearing something new, At the end of the day, he came out on top. Hell yeah, it was really wide streamed. Like you said, the highest streamed hip hop record for 2023. He got that, and guess what? It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. No matter how his fellow rappers feel about him, no matter how people in the street might feel about him, a hit record trumps everything.
All that shit go out the door.
It go out the
if
door
Lil Nas
with a hit record.
X came with a smash right now, give a fuck about all the dumbass shit he doing. If he came with one of them, boy,
exactly. Exactly.
Nigga went crazy. All the bullshit he going through, and he may even change up his tactics. He'll realize I ain't got to do all this dumb shit no more. The music actually speaking for itself. I think a lot of times people are trying to match that energy with certain things, and if the music ain't there, it don't matter. And in this particular case, Gunna, the music was there. Or that song was there.
Music was there. Correct.
Yeah,
agree. All right. In your backyard.
Oh shit.
Why the YSL Rico case. The trial's going on. Thug is on trial.
Yeah.
Number one, what do you think the outcome of this trial is going to be?
I don't know. I don't.
Still have no.
This shit has been the craziest movie I ever seen. This is the longest, most entertainment series I've seen. Like, yo, I'm gonna tell you the craziest shit for me. When I was like, I don't know what these tactics are gonna do for him in the end, but when they was breaking down the abbreviations of the YSL, the thugs, and yo, that shit was the most entertaining shit I've seen. And I do not want to necessarily be entertained by a man's fate.
There you go.
Unless I'm watching a movie, okay?
Yep.
Or I'm reading a good novel. But this the best goddamn movie I've seen in a long time because it's almost like, huh? It's just always something that's been going on with this case to distract you.
Yo, I'm going to tell you something. Accusations came out that Fannie Williams.
Fannie,
whatever her name is.
Fannie, mm-hmm.
Had a relation. They're accusing her of misconduct, saying she had a relationship with the deceased.
Nut.
You know, every time you turn around, there's something crazy going on in this case. The YSL co-founder Tick, he took the. I'm like, yo, you don't even need to watch TV. You just watch this trial.
Man, this the best Tubi goddamn trial I ever seen in my boy. Look, boy, Tick went in there and was like, huh? But I mean, I'm like, now, I don't necessarily know Tick personally like that, right? But he's playing so dumb that it shows how smart he really is. And I think like you gotta be careful because the cleverness of how well he's playing dumb is like it's no way you guys are out here in the streets being considered this well-organized crime family. It just don't, it does not. But when I say brilliant, I'm sitting here like, cause I know how to play dumb. Everybody don't know how to play dumb. And this man played dumb so good that it's genius. Ain't that crazy? I don't know, man. I just don't know. I mean.
YNW Melly.
Yes.
That trial is delayed for a third time without a clear start date. As we know, his first trial ended with a hung jury. And since then, they actually hit him with new witness tampering charges. And I believe those charges in the state of Florida carry a life sentence by themselves. So they making sure by any means necessary they gonna get this guy, whether they get him on the double homicide or they get him on the witness tampering.
Florida's a different place, bro.
Yeah.
Hands down. Florida's a different place. And I do recall reporting on that story. And it was just interesting because, you know, I took the time to just say like, hold up. You got a hung jury. You know, people who don't understand the law, like, oh, you about to get out. It's like, nah, you're gonna have to sit here into trial. They still think that he's a menace to society. Tampering with a witness and all that shit like that, sometimes they'll play different games. Like you said, we might not get you here, but we give you enough time to where you start figuring out who jurors are, or you know, you start finding out your witnesses and where they are. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happens in trials. When it gets so prolonged, people you start realizing who said what, who did this, who's doing what. People get a little more lax. You know, you're not as uptight because you in this trial. You know, it started being like, I'm out at parties. I'm around the same people that you rock with. I might not even know it, or I might know it. And eventually somebody stepped to you like, hey, Either we got a bag for you or we threatening you. We gonna take you up out of here. That's all it takes, man. So I don't know how this gonna play out for the boy.
Yeah, I really don't either. And one of the things that we all have to keep in mind, the state of Florida is different, right? So we get it. This is the state of Florida versus YNW Melly or whatever his real name is. Somebody Dimmons. But there were two men, two lives that were lost, and I'm sure the family is like, I don't care how you get this guy. We believe he's the one who did it, and we want justice for our loved ones. So no matter what, I pray that justice is served in whichever way it comes out. If he's innocent, I pray he comes home. If he's guilty, he deserves to be exactly where he's at. Speaking of people locked up, your man Kodak Black, back in jail, pulled over while he was asleep, high as a kite. As we know, he was pardoned by Trump right before Trump left office. And now they're saying, he possibly could be serving the full term on those old charges and the new. I want to get your thoughts because it's clear as day. This man has a drug problem. I don't know the criminal activities that he's in, but his charges revolve around his usage, not him selling, but his usage of drugs. Does the penal system have this thing all the way backwards? Just put this man in rehab and help him help himself. But I don't know that jail is where this man needs to be because it just seemed like he has a problem.
Let Kodak tell it. Kodak said, I wasn't on nothing. I was drinking. I don't really drink like that. That's what the man said, or something similar to that. But I couldn't agree with you more. I don't think prison is necessarily the best notion for somebody like this. I think rehab could truly help because, once you go sit down, you cut my ties to, normal civilian life. You cut my ties to, being able to take care of my children. Although he's got plenty of money, so they'll be straight, but your hands are really tied. When they cuff you like that and you locked in there, your hands tied in a sense. And I do feel like there should be some other POAs, other plans of action for people in this type of, in this state of, I don't want to say malfunction, but in the state of duress. I think homies, I don't do what I call Kodak a gangster rapper. The gangster rap, trap music, I don't know what to call it, but he in the streets. That's what he talk about, his life. He talk about what goes on around him daily. And I think a lot of the stuff that these people talk about and see, man, push them to drug use. The influence of others in their position, the peer circle, the peer groups, it pushes them to indulge. Sometimes overindulge to the point where it starts affecting not only your personal, but your business, your livelihood. You know what I'm saying? It starts to affect certain things, certain charges, you can't do certain stuff. It's different now. You got certain charges, you can't live certain places. You got certain charges, you can't leave the country or go to certain countries. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the deal, Jock. It's one thing to be out there hurting others. It's another thing to be hurting yourself. And at some point, I get it. They're saying that he wasn't high on cocaine. It was actually oxy, if one is better than the other. But the point of the matter is, this man, he has an addiction. I mean, he know what time he's looking at if he gets caught. He know what's on the back end, pause, if he get locked up again and how much time he's looking at. And yet he can't stop. He's hurting himself. So, I mean, I think that, I understand the law, but I think the same way that there are hundreds of thousands of black and brown people locked up to this day, fighting to come home for marijuana, which is now legal.
And not everywhere, but in a lot of places.
But in a lot of places, it's legal. Sometimes you have to look at these cases as individuals and not just blanket. You got caught with drugs. You were sitting behind the car on probation, on parole, and you was high, so we gonna lock you up. That man need to go and get rehab. Real talk. Okay. I'd love to get your thoughts on this one. Jonathan Majors, Hollywood A-lister, Creed 3. He was the main antagonist. Marvel's, the entire Marvel universe was being built around his character, Kang the Conqueror. This man had a trial, domestic violence, found not guilty on the bigger charges, but was found guilty of the lesser charge that he unintentionally, with no intent, injured his ex-girlfriend while she was beating him up and he was trying to get his phone back. He lost his Marvel contract, doesn't know if he's going to work in Hollywood again, and went from literally being an A-list movie star to now, I hope he saved his money, because I don't know if he'll ever work in Hollywood again. Did the jury get it right? Or is there something seriously wrong when a man cannot, or anyone can't fight to get their possessions back and fend off from somebody trying to beat them up?
Hey man, they ain't looking at it like that. Let's be for real. This guy's big, brawny Negro. If you look in the dictionary right now, y'all ain't nobody ain't talked about this though. If you Google Negro right now in the Webster dictionary, that man picture pop up. You know what I'm saying? So this Negro, big brawny Negro, you are rich. Walk away from that damn phone. Let that white woman have that phone and go your own way, mister. That's how they feel. Because if you watch the video, although he trying to put her in the car, if I shove you in that car, and you hurt yourself while being shoved in, they're going to say that's assault. Now, initially, watch this. Had he not even touched her and just walked away, and the camera showed her attacking him, because let's think, the camera, if you really think about what we saw, I'm just being 100. I didn't see the escalation of it. I saw him throwing her in the car and taking off running. Hey man, I ain't gonna put my hands on it. I'm just gonna walk away. You can have that damn phone. That's how they want it to play out. But of course, when you're there and you're trying to de-escalate some shit, and the person that you're facing off with is the true aggressor, and you trying to do everything you can to restrain this person, but it looked like you throwing this person in the car to get away, it looked bad on them. That's why it was what, 1 out of 4 charges that stuck or something like that.
Yep.
I mean, he's supposed to play Dennis Rodman. in the new movie coming up. That's gone.
He lost that. He lost
the
that.
Marvel Universe, that shit, that was the big check.
That was the big, and that is for movies to come, movies with an S, because their whole universe, he's the main antagonist in it. It all comes back to him, just like everything came back to Thanos. It all comes back to him. So he was guaranteed at least 10 movies. You know, I hear everything you saying, and I'm gonna tell you, man, I don't like the verdict. I'm gonna just be 100% honest. If somebody is putting their hands on you, and I understand you're a black man just like I'm a black man.
Right.
I understand being a black man in America. He had a white woman. The driver of the car they was in went on the stand and said she was the aggressor. He was fighting her off. She admitted to taking his phone, his property. The video shows he tried to put her back in the car and actually ran for blocks away to get away. And now I could be charged with, or now I can be convicted. I unintentionally caused harm to this person.
I'm gonna tell you what he did. I'm gonna tell you where he messed up at.
Go ahead.
He showed up with that black woman in court. He tried to switch sides once the heat was on him. He should have walked his ass in there with a white woman, the same type of woman he been dating, the same women he's been dating and courting since probably for whenever. You came in there and tried to switch it up. I got a queen on the side. And folks like, man, you ain't fooling us. And I hate to say that because I'm not, I mean, in reality.
And I just defended him, Jock. But let's go in on him for a second. This Negro was so far off. Did you hear the speech he gave that white woman talking about, I need a Coretta Scott King. I need Michelle Obama.
Let me tell you. When he walked in there, it's like he tried to hide his hand. See, certain antics we do, where we trying to save face for one thing, we destroying it on the other side. When the minute this situation, this is your girlfriend that you supposed to be in a relationship with, you get a charges, you about to lose every goddamn thing. Now you showing up with a token black woman from Hollywood. You showing up with your Megan Good, and I know some people gonna say this is probably the most ignorant shit Jock ever said. Your ass, Jonathan, I'm just telling you, dog, you should have showed back up to court with another goddamn white woman. You tried to switch out. It was like the changing of the guards. You got rid of the white woman and got a black woman, and you're gonna stand in here like we in here united. And they already know your dating history. You've been dating white women, dog. You come and show up with this black woman like you trying to skew the goddamn audience. Them folks ain't hearing that shit. They want to make a point. They want to prove a point, and they did. They did. It's simple and plain. I mean, I you know, it's one of them things, man. Like when he threw her in that truck, no matter what, once you did that, that was assault.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but that's
it's
what
crazy
it was.
because if a person, take a woman out of it, if a person came up and smacked you and took your phone, Jock.
Taking my phone back is one thing, but if I throw you into some shit, I didn't threaten your life. I took your phone. But if I take your phone and you throw me into some shit, you physically assaulted me.
Jock, you have a right to do. If I walk up to you,
do you really? If
yes.
I take your phone right now, do you have the right to put your hands on me?
I do.
Okay.
I do. It's my possession.
You believe that? You have
I
right.
mean,
do you? No, listen to what I'm asking you. Listen.
Go ahead.
Your AirPod case is sitting on the table. I come grab that motherfucker. You got a right to put your hands on me because I touched your AirPod case? Hold on.
You're not telling it. You're not drawing this thing out the way it should. If my AirPod, my AirPod case sitting on the table right now. Not only do you come and take it, but Jock, can I have my AirPods back? No. Jock, can I have my AirPods? No. and then you proceed to put your hands on me. You telling me I don't have because now it goes from
now
just picked up my stuff to you're assaulting me.
At that point, yes.
Well,
yes.
that's what happened, Jock.
That's what we heard happened. That's what we heard happened.
According to a third-party witness, the driver who was in that car.
Man, that driver didn't see everything that took place. That nigga we sitting behind you. You don't see everything that fucking happened. You don't know who hit her first. You don't know who hit who first. You just saying she was the aggressor. But the aggressor could have been me taking your goddamn phone and yelling at you. Give me this motherfucking phone. You texting some bitch. You fucking bastard. Give me the fucking phone. I hate you. You try to take your phone back. Now you shoving that bitch in the car and take off running. And he was running slow as a motherfucker too. He had a slow slave stride. I ain't even mad at him. That's why he was able to go so long, because he didn't sprint. That nigga had that goddamn. He was jogging like one of them characters off Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are face ass like stupid at him. But anyway, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, man, I got to keep it 100. Look, it is fucked up. I feel bad for him, but I'm telling you, when he tried to show it with Megan Good, and I'm not saying it was a stunt, I'm not saying it was for PR, I'm not saying if it was to help get some backing from us, he would have been better off showing up with another white woman. So they would have saw him just as how he is. Because when he showed up with that black woman, it automatically said, you been dating white women, now you don't want to date a white woman. Don't no white woman want to show up with you no more. Ain't no white woman got your back because you done did this to one of these white women. If he would have showed, listen to me when I tell you, this shit probably sounds stupid. Somebody gonna tell me down in the comments.
No.
But if he would have showed up with another white woman, it would have made him look less harmful. Because somebody would have said, well, that white woman ain't afraid of her life. That white woman believe in him. Nah, he went and got a sister to show his united front. And then came that motherfucker talking about, I wanted you to be my Coretta Scott.
Yeah, to me, him showing up with a black woman, okay, take it for what it is. I don't want to pin him to the cross like you are.
I ain't pinning him to the cross.
Hold
I
on
feel
for a
bad
second.
as fuck for bro. I feel bad for him.
But how to me,
no,
the true indictment on this man is how you gonna tell a woman, I need you to be my Coretta Scott King? Like, do you know who Coretta was?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea?
You see the slaps in the face? Now you see what I'm trying to say?
Yes. How he gonna tell that woman, I need you to be my Michelle Obama? That dude seems so confused.
I'm finna give you the analogy. It's like the nigga was playing basketball and he switched his pivot. You can't switch your pivot, nigga. Once you land on your pivot, that's it, nigga. You gotta dribble. The nigga stopped dribbling and started switching his pivot. No, nigga. No, you can't do that. You gotta dribble, then you can switch, right? Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Get the analogy?
Yes.
The nigga went from a white woman to come and show up with a black woman to tell a white woman that she should have been like the black woman. What? Nigga, pin one of them motherfuckers to him. Now, I'm pretty sure that they wasn't trying to fuck up his career as far as the judge goes, but that simple indictment followed by the conviction wiped him out, fucked him up, dog. He should have showed up in there with another white woman so he would look less harmful. You showed up with a black woman. What they say about black women anyway? Angry black woman. You came in the court with and she's not an angry person at all, but that's just how you gotta just really think about it. It's chestnut checkers. He'd been better off showing up. I'm telling you, he'd have been better off showing up by his goddamn self.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, too. Even that statement, somebody say, well, why are you dragging Megan in this to make it seem like she's the reason for this to happen to him? No, I'm just saying, if he would have showed up with a white woman, I bet you he'd have had a different outcome. I ain't gonna even lie to you. You can't be playing with these people, and then when these people go against you, you come and jump back over here and bring us with you. Nah, nigga, stay over, do what you doing. And I'm not saying it's like a us and a them. I'm just saying how it looks. How it looks.
Fair enough.
And it's just an opinion. Hey, I mean, who knows? I mean, shit, if I fell out with a black woman and I showed up to court with a white woman, you see what I'm saying? I wanted you to be more like my Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Nigga, what?
I think that dude is because I even saw his interview. He sat down and gave his perspective after he was found guilty. The judgment's still out on this brother. I mean, he seems disconnected from black folks to begin with. Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, man. You see his closet? You see the boots in the closet?
No, did you see the pants he was wearing?
Man, the jogging pant with the tucked in.
Yeah,
you know what?
Like,
I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna be straight. Let me be myself for a second. I mean, I'm always me, but I'm saying I'm gonna take some of the animation off. You know what? Looking at him, you could tell this brother has worked hard to be in that position, to cast be casted in these types of projects. He's worked hard. Good actor, you know what I'm saying? But I almost feel like, you know how they use the word plant a lot now? Every year we get a new word.
Yeah, Katt Williams just accused Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he felt like a plant to me. Like Katt Williams said, y'all take this guy and just say he's the this. And he just kind of came, and I'm not saying he didn't have other movies, but he just kind of came out. I didn't see his rise, like a gradual rise, like we supported him and he was in this little small and then he worked his way. It was just like he was just boom, big movie star, like boom. And they was pushing this whole narrative that he's so this great looking guy. And to some people, he is probably a great looking guy. But it was just a disconnect off rip. I was like, who is he? Then when he took the picture with your boy and they was hugging on each other, it just looked like he was just uncomfortable in a lot of different social settings. This ain't got nothing to do with his case. I'm just speaking on the disconnect. So when I see some of the things that happened during this course of his trial, it's kind of like, damn, bro, I hate you didn't see that. Like, I wish you would have played that a little different, But it is what it is. I'm going to be honest with you. He might be all right, though. Tell you the truth. You said at the beginning of talking about him, it might be over with for him. But he may actually be able to get another run and build it from the ground up, production by production. And he may not get back to where he was just at. But I think he'll be all right if he don't go crazy and commit suicide.
Well, let's pray he doesn't do that.
Okay, the Father.
Yeah.
I pray that this Negro child you put on this earth can see his way back to success. Amen.
Fair enough. Fair enough,
brother.
Can we
and protect him at all costs and get him a stylist. Amen, Father. Amen. Shit.
Oh man. Okay. Let's talk about another brother, another Negro. We're gonna call him a Negro.
Okay.
That might need some prayer.
Oh.
Keefe D. Still locked up in a Vegas jail. I think the judge set his bail at $750,000.
Mm-hmm.
He can't come up with that, no matter how many Vlad interviews he did.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this man is going to be convicted?
I don't know, and I almost don't care. Like listen, man. When you get to a certain age, people start, like OG, triple OG, all this shit. Look, man, once you get them labels, Jesus Christ, you got to continue to move like that. When you get these labels and you considered OG, you can't be out here telling people what you did 20 years ago. You get like, shut up. Like, what you doing? You felt so compelled to just be like, well, I know what it is and I know who man, shut your ass up. This is a perfect example of niggas snitching on theyself.
No, you know what it's a perfect example of? The most addictive drug on planet Earth is clout. It's attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's fame.
Mm-hmm.
It's notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
When that Negro saw that he was getting more IG followers, that he was having outlets hit him and pay him a few dollars to come in and tell his story, the fact that he could walk around and puff his chest out and say, everything but I pulled the trigger on one of the greatest rappers to ever touch a microphone. When he saw all of the hate, love, but we just gonna narrow it down to attention. The interest.
He became the person of interest.
He got addicted to a very, very dangerous drug, and it's called clout.
Yeah.
And look where it landed him.
Yeah, yeah, and that's happening every day. You know, we talked about it a little while ago. You know, that's what's going on. You know, people are, you know, it's kind of like being a daredevil. It's like you got people, you know, you could jump out of a plane with a parachute. And you know, it's kind of like you seeking this thrill. You could jump out this plane with this parachute, right? And it's like, woo! But after so many people have done that, it's not that big of a thrill anymore. So now instead of jumping out with a parachute, they want to jump out and land in a net. You kind of get what I'm saying? Because you playing so close to the edge that you need a bigger thrill. That's what's happening when it comes to the clout. People get right down to the line just enough for you to know what they saying, and they'll back up, and they will receive their praise. They will receive the ridicule, and a lot of times some type of financial gain from that. So you got people doing whatever they can to survive. But I do believe in my heart of hearts, Keefy D should have shut the fuck up. That's just what it is. I mean, he should have shut the fuck up. He was doing all that talking. They done brought Diddy into this shit, and that it's like, man, you come home, you gotta your ex might not be able to walk on the streets.
That's real talk.
For real.
That's real talk. All right, speaking of brother, you know, who ain't coming home, at least into the summertime, Blueface, he's back in jail.
Yep.
You know what's crazy? He actually said, hey, I love it in here. It's active. It's cracking. Do Negroes just have this, like the mindset, are they just that backwards? Like who's sitting around? I gotta believe Blueface is a multimillionaire at this point. Public figure, sitting behind bars saying, I love it in here.
Right.
What is wrong with our people?
I think, man, in our culture, we've glorified certain things so much that if you don't have those things under your belt, you know, you can't stand on certain business, you can't speak on certain topics, or you're not accepted as much in the conversation. You know, you got cats who feel like serving time, you know, getting charges, catching bodies, being a shooter, being a kingpin, being a nigga who robbed the kingpin or a nigga who knocked the kingpin off. You know, certain as backwards as it is, in the hood, in the street, sometimes them shits is like milestones in a man's timeline. You know, when you talking about quote unquote thug life, being a gangster, certain shit has to be in place to imply that you are these things. You know what I'm saying? So for some cats, you know, I ain't saying Blueface happy to be in jail. I'm sure he not. But shit, you said you feel like he a multi-millionaire. I don't know what his check look like. I'm pretty sure he getting some money. But he ain't got but a few months. That ain't no time. Nigga gonna come home to a bag. He gonna come home to welcome home parties. You know what I'm saying? He gonna come out slick with a fresh start. All right, now I get to tell my journey on what happened in jail or what I've been through. Now he comes home as a, nigga, I survived this shit. Y'all can't hold me down. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like niggas receive these like virtuous accolades. It's like my nigga got shot 7 times. Like, what? man, that nigga live. That nigga hard. Nigga real, nigga. But my nigga, that's why, you know, rappers come up to me all the time. Bro, the world gotta hear my story, bro. I was in a shootout with the police, bro. I got hit 17 times, boy, and I lived. You like, damn. And they leading with that. That's like this milestone in that timeline of a gangster. It's certain elements. It's like, imagine me, Young Jock saying, I'm a gangster. And they like, you ever shot somebody? Nah. You ever been shot? Nah. You ever robbed somebody? Nope. You ever killed somebody? Mm-mm. You ever been to prison? Mm-mm. You ever been snitched on? Don't recall. You ever snitched on somebody? Nah. If ain't none of that shit there, I can't call myself a real hood nigga. I can't call myself a street nigga. I can't call myself a gangster. I can't say I'm really a part of thug life. You know, you kind of get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying 100%.
Certain elements got to be there. I've had the conversation. I've been talking to nigga tell me, yeah, see, Jock, but you ain't no street nigga. You know, you say you like the ladies like you ain't no street nigga. And I be saying to myself, dog, do you know the shit I done did in my life? But that's good that you don't believe that.
You know, and maybe this is just the OG, mature side of me about to say what I'm going to say.
Here we go.
But the narrative has to change. It has to.
No, definitely.
You know, it's disgusting that people think being locked up somehow makes them more credible and put points on the board under their name, and that's something to stand on. Ain't nothing cool about being taken away from your family. It's nothing cool about being taken away from your kids. It's nothing cool about the fact that you can't get certain jobs because you got to say, I did time for this.
Or you can't live in certain places.
You can't live in certain places, you can't do certain, I mean, even if you was heavy in the street, I could respect a Jeezy at a straight up, he's a snowman. But then, yo, never been to jail, heard that thing the closest thing to hell. I give a dude more props. Yo, I did my dirt, but I was smart enough.
I say it all the time.
Not you said it early in the conversation.
Yeah, I say it all the time.
Like that's the guy who should be getting praise. But thinking that you somehow get praise because you got ripped away from your family and you survived, and here's something that people need to know. Everybody that got locked up and survived, like, niggas did all kinds of things up in there to survive. Like straight up. And if people knew the real story of who you was behind that wall, like all this stuff you beating your chest on and you standing on, it'd be a whole different outcome.
No, it would.
So let's just, but anyway, let's just keep it moving. Let's bring this to, I hate when people, I hate this narrative in our culture. I do. I'm gonna just keep it 100.
I really do. I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right. We kind of lightly tapped on this earlier, and I was thinking about it, and I meant to bring it up.
What that was, my boy?
Dr. Umar Johnson, always outspoken, speaks his mind, speaks his piece. He said Eminem could never be considered the GOAT because he's not black. You're a rapper first. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, maybe because you say he's not black, that he may not be considered the GOAT. He could be the GOOT.
You want to spell that out for us?
GOOT.
Okay. What does that stand for? What's an acronym for?
He could be one of the greatest of our time. Not the greatest of all time. You see what I'm saying? And the only reason I say that because I'm not gonna say you have to be black to be the greatest rapper. Because there are people who look like him he is the greatest rapper that looks like them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
He is one of the best rappers of our time. I can't say all time because some of the bases that this thing we call hip hop were founded on, I can't say it all the way aligns with his past from child to an adult. You know, there's certain things that we had to go through. But when you're talking about a white guy who lived in a trailer park, who is no stranger to oppression, whether it be by choice or systemically, then in a sense, his timeline could have looked a lot like ours. Well, I could say like mine as a black man. And I get what Umar is saying, like, it's just like saying, we can't come out here and say Tina Turner was the best rock and roll star of all time. Because who really came up with rock and roll? Who they say was the first person to do rock and roll? Little Richard. Yeah. Right? But I don't think that culture or society is going to label him as the greatest of all time. And he started it. If you really want to just get into the swing of what we're talking about. But was he a great? Yes. Eminem, he is a great. And there's no doubt. He's definitely defied some boundaries, and he made some bounds that niggas ain't made or couldn't make. Because not only was he good enough to capture us and captivate us, and when I say us, minorities, black, brown people, he was also made in the likeness of other people. And for them, he was a catalyst, in that segue. Because let's be for real. You had your Beastie Boys back in the day. You get what I'm saying? They was white boys that rap too. You had a Vanilla Ice. You know what I'm saying? I can go on and on and on and on. What, Rob Bass? Rob Lowe? Whatever. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, you had other people that looked like him that had their fair shot and share of fame in that space when it comes to music, but they ain't make the noise this man made. And they didn't have the people behind him that he had behind him. That man had Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre behind him, boy. Like, so I will say he could be a goot and not a goat.
This is going to be a conversation that rages on.
And I ain't never heard that before. You ain't never heard that before. I'm coining that shit. Can I coin that, y'all?
Yeah, you can coin that.
Goot, all right.
You did your thing.
Webster Dictionary, goot. Greatest of our time and not of all time, okay?
I love it. So check it. You made valid points. But I would not disqualify this man solely based on the color of his skin.
Nah.
And I think that that's what Dr. Umar did, and I disagree with that. We might disqualify him based on, talent, ability, the amount of albums he put out, the amount of albums he sold, the amount of hit records, #1 singles, whatever it might be. But although hip hop was started by us, it speaks to the world. It now belongs to the world. You can go to China, Japan.
Yeah.
For anybody who has ever left the United States, look at what those kids in other countries is wearing.
They rapping. They looking like us. Yeah.
And they're killing it.
You can turn on the TV. Look at you can turn on a commercial. Goddamn. Man, I done seen so many commercials. I'm watching them like, what? They just say? What? You know what I mean? The influence is real. I mean, no doubt about it. But it's an unspoken thought that Umar spoke on. It was just like, hey man, he don't see a white man being considered the greatest rapper of all time. He can't be considered the greatest rapper of all time. For one, he may have had a lot of hit songs and music, right? He may have had some crazy numbers, but how much has he influenced the culture? Because you ain't, well, because watch this.
I can buy into every argument, Jock.
No, but watch
I
this.
just wouldn't disqualify him based on his skin color.
No, I'm not gonna disqualify him based on.
No, I'm talking about
his
Dr.
color.
Umar. I'm talking about Dr. Umar.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
no, I'm with you.
Yeah,
We're on the same page.
So if you think about it, one of the things that Eminem did that made people like, what? I can't believe he said that shit. That man talked so much shit about his mama.
About his mama, his baby mama, himself.
Now give me another rapper that you heard talk shit about their mama.
It don't happen.
Black
in our
rapper.
community.
Give me another one. You can't. You can't. And a lot of times when you have that type of influence and you have reached these levels of success, like an Eminem, shit like that, that shit matriculates down to the people who are watching, the aspiring artists, and they say, I'm gonna do that same shit. Ain't nobody did that shit. Ain't nobody else did that shit. Not saying that's the only thing. He ain't influenced the dress code, has he?
Not that I know of.
Huh? Do you
Not that I know of.
Do you got cats out here really for real? As big as he was, did we see a spawning of black rappers trying to rap or sound like Eminem?
No.
Okay. I'm done.
Okay. Fair enough.
Take it for, you know what I did right there? I just set the ingredients on the table, make whatever meal you choose out of that.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck you just said, Jock, but okay.
No, I'm with you. I think you laid it out, and people do with it what they will. They take it. I think you laid it out perfectly.
That's what she said.
All right. Nia Long.
Hey, baby.
And her ex, Ime Udoka.
Yeah.
They settled their custody issues. Nia Long will get $32,000 a month in child support.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody felt for Nia Long when the scandal broke that Ime was having an affair. Yeah. I think everybody was right there with her.
Yeah.
And wanted to see her land on her feet. But you know the tables can turn very, very quickly in this society. A lot of people are what? I wanted to see you land on your feet, but not that good. $32,000 a month?
Mm-hmm.
What kid deserves or needs, matter of fact, I'm going to rephrase that. What kid needs $32,000 a month? And before you say what you're about to say, I just want to put out there that Ime is making, I believe I got this right, $7 million a year as the head coach of the Rockets. You got the floor.
He like $6 a month, right? $600,000 a month, something close to that, 5 something, 6 something, close a month.
Yes.
Anyway, here's the thing. This is what we have to keep in mind. You're right. You know what? We look at, well, it doesn't take that much to raise a child. You're right. But here's the thing. Do you know how quick a child can be psychologically impaired? Because when I'm with my mama, maybe it's enough to get by. But when I go with my dad, he living the goddamn, it's like he is the head honcho. He living like a true boss. He got everything that I could want and more. You know what I'm saying? And if he getting $600,000 a month, that's a lot of money, boy. That's a lot of money. And his mama ain't getting but $10,000 a month in child support. I could see where that could cause
No, 32,000.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just giving you a lower number instead of that.
Got you. Okay, fair enough.
Because even if you go to $32,000 a month, it depends on where the hell Nia Long live at too. Where she live at. Because is that just child support or is that child support and alimony? Were they married? They weren't married? Oh yeah, hell yeah. She's supposed to get that much because now, you know, because it's almost kind of like a negligence in a sense, man. You know, because she's not married and you guys living together, and you embarrass her like that and leave her no choice but to leave you. How's she supposed to fly? She shouldn't have to stay with you because you created this lifestyle. You see what I'm trying to say? So now she got no choice but walk away. But when she walk away, what does she walk away with? She got your kid. How many kids she got with him? 1 or 2?
I think it's just one. Yeah, just one.
Yeah. Come on. Because we ain't living in daddy neighborhood no more. Even though she need a loan, she getting money, I think. I believe. I don't know what kind of money Nia Long sitting on. Can you tell me what her net worth is without Googling it? No. Yeah. Exactly. No. What was the last big project she did? Is she producing? Is she directing? Is she writing movies? What is she doing? Other than being the beautiful, well-respected, acclaimed Nia Long. I don't know what she's doing. So, yeah, you done publicly humiliated her. She wants to walk away. She feels she has no choice to walk away. There's no reason for her to stay. You making $7 million a year. But come on with that check. Because you think about it, $32,000 in 10 months ain't but $320,000. So you add another 64 on it. That ain't, you know what I'm trying to say? She ain't getting no million out of him.
I don't know. I'm going to tell you something before we switch topics.
Come on, I'm listening. Because I don't know everything. Just like I don't know everything involved in their situation. But
no, none of us do. None of us do.
$7 million, and this your only child with her? Little 300, 400,000 ain't shit, boy. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing.
You know, what I found interesting is that the majority of the people saying she don't need that kind of money is women. It's actually women who are outraged to see her get that kind of money.
Because the niggas they done fucked in their lifetime and who they got babies with, them bitches ain't getting but $300 a month off a nigga. Fuck you talking about? Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me tone myself down because I don't want to offend nobody. And I am a morning show personality. Let me chill. Some of these women who have shared their thoughts and opinions on Nia Long's outcome in child support court have every right to feel the way they feel. And respectfully, I like to say, I understand. Because even myself being a father, I have been in a situation where they want me to pay some crazy ass money a month for child support. And I'm like, how, Sway? How? I remember when I first got on, I had just got on. This attorney said, yeah, we looking for $9,500 a month. I said, well, goddamn, how? Who? I said, I'm married with 2 kids in the home. We got 2 cars. And it don't cost us $90 a month to live. That was the only thing that saved me in that particular situation. So I kind of straddle it some because somewhere I'm like, ugh. But when you making that kind of paper, man, that ain't nothing, man. That ain't nothing. You don't know where she live at. Now she got to go live in a house. She didn't just leave. You humiliated her. She don't want to be there. You cheating on her. The same lady you cheating on her with, she the one booking y'all family fights and doing all this crazy shit. She can't stay, in a sense. So now you put her out here in the world, where's she gonna go? You the reason she out here in the world. If she live in California, shit, how much you think her, if she go buy a house, how much you think her house not gonna cost in California?
I couldn't tell you, but it ain't cheap.
It's
second most expensive market in the U.S.
Nia Long can't even go live in no $1 million house in California. A $1 million house in California like a $300,000 house in Georgia. For real. So that's Nia Long. Nia need to be behind some gates, baby. Or somewhere tucked off. So even if she go get her something nice, she probably gonna be paying $10,000 a month for a mortgage. Then her son, she probably gonna send him to private school. I'm just saying, what that costs? She gotta clothe him, house him, feed him. Then there's other stuff that come with it. So, hey man, he ain't made no fuss about it. He ain't mad. Why the fuck is y'all mad about it? I ain't seen that man mad not one time. I ain't seen him on their podcast, their interview. The only time I seen him frown is when they losing the game. Other than that, that shit is water under the bridge, man. Let that shit ride. Neil, get your money. Quarters adjourned.
There you have it. Larissa Pippen.
Woohoo.
Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
Yikes.
Dating Marcus Jordan.
Yeah.
The GOATs. Not the GOAT. The GOATs.
Son.
Firstborn.
Jesus.
They claim they're having sex 5 times a night. Now, I find this interesting because she went on record saying her and Scotty was having sex 4 times a night.
Right.
But of course, she got to one-up him. Is this just crazy hyperbole? Or is it even humanly possible?
It's possible.
Every night, Jock?
It's possible.
Every night, Jock?
Boy, that boxing, hell yeah, it's possible. It's
5 times a night.
Supplements out. Listen,
every night.
Listen, just a man on his natural shit past 35 or 40, no. No. But it's supplements out here to keep a nigga hard. It's lubricants out here to keep her wet. These two people, what else in the fuck do they do in the day? Her motherfucking ass don't work. His ass don't work. What the fuck else they got to do? He getting his daddy money. She getting goddamn Scotty money and his new money. What the fuck else they got to do? Fucking be happy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Her box would be torn to shreds.
Baby, come here. Larissa, come here. You see that over there? What? That. What's that? A spot we haven't fucked yet. Let's try it. Like that. Yeah, that's what they doing. I can see it happening. And check it out. These are two people. Now, I don't want, let me not do this. Because I don't know. I don't know what Marcus Jordan does for a living or has done for a living. I don't know what Larissa Pippen has done or does for a living. But if I know your dad, one of the richest people ever to play basketball, your ass really ain't got to goddamn work. Larissa, you been taken care of by Scotty for so long, and now you done got the money and everything done through y'all divorce. Man, fuck all that. Like, for real, they just happy to be able to talk about it and somebody hit them, and they ain't in nobody's shadows right now. She's been in Scottie Pippen's shadows for decades. We didn't even know she motherfucking existed. Didn't even know Scotty was married. Marcus Jordan, I didn't even know his motherfucking ass existed till they started talking about goddamn Larissa Pippen. So they are out here in the forefront. They'll find their light. They shining on their own without his daddy money, without Scotty money, and now his money. They're not in anyone's shadow. So this is kind of like a newfound fame for them. So yeah, they talking shit. Cause Scotty was said to do it 400, Scotty do it 4 times a night. He said he's competitive. He's doing it 5 times a night. Well, good for you, buddy. You're gonna need a back replacement in 3 years. Get ready.
All right. If he could keep up with 5 times a night, God bless him. That's the best I can say.
But
God
he may
bless
not
him.
be blowing his load 5 times a night.
Might be true.
You get what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
Cause it might not be in the night. It might be, hey, we ain't doing nothing. Come here. Guap, 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 guap.
Well, according to them, it is every night, 5 times a night. And I don't know where you have time to work. I don't know where, and to your point, we don't know what they do. And
I just told you what they do.
I'm clear. I'm clear.
They don't do shit. They rich as fuck. Ralph. They is
Oh,
Ralph.
man.
Rich as fuck. They don't do shit. What they doing? What is they doing? Nothing.
I have no idea what they doing.
Busting a nut.
Besides doing that, just
Times
busting
a
nuts.
night.
That's
what they
it.
doing?
All right, can we talk about something with a little more relevance? Because I don't even know why I brought that up, but
You had
it is
to,
what it is.
because it's topical.
Yes,
People talking
exactly.
about that shit.
I
It's a
want
woman-
to talk about something that is a little more meaningful. Can we go there?
Yes, we can.
Andre 3000
Yes, sir.
recently dropped a flute album. You
Yes, sir.
touched on this a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Vlad went viral dissing the album, basically saying that it had initial low streaming numbers, and he doesn't know a single hip hop fan that has listened to that album. What is your thoughts on Andre putting out a flute album?
I thought it was good for him. I thought it was good for him. He found a new way of self-expression. That is the way he wants to present his thoughts, his work, his creativeness, his love and his passionate undertones in this work. I'm not mad at him. Do I want to hear this man rap? Hell yeah. Yeah, I do. I do. But creatively, he may have just showed us something totally different. He just showed you a whole nother play, dog. He just showed you a whole nother play where you could get some money and nobody even got to know you getting the money. The man said his shit be in movies. Man gonna be scoring shit. You don't even know. You might just hear a flute. You don't even know that was 3,000. So yeah, I ain't mad at him. Do I want to hear Andre 3000? Yes, man. Yes, damn. Dre, shit. I do.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm from the Northeast.
Okay.
East Coast, right?
Okay then.
And
all right.
I'm from the Northeast, and I remember when coming from New York, and we was brought up on boom bap hip hop.
Yeah.
That was hip hop to us, and how we wouldn't even listen or accept Southern music before y'all just took this thing over. But it was Andre 3000 and Big Boy and Outkast that made that Northeast really look at the South differently. Like, hold up. Like, what them boys is doing down there is special. Like, I understand what we was raised on, but I don't care where they from. That Outkast, Southern playlistic Cadillac music, whatever, them dudes was the real deal.
There was a lot of soul in the production of their music, and they spoke on real shit. It was meaningful. Like, you could damn near leave your child alone with a Outkast album. There's gonna be some things that might be said in there that may be a little controversial, maybe even a little far-fetched, but it was gonna have a lot of substance in there that your kid could walk away with like, damn, that actually makes sense. Why would I do that? Just like when he said, trap, just that, trap. When I heard them boys say that in that music, I stopped trapping. I did. I stopped trapping. I was like, damn. It is a trap. Because when I look at all my niggas, them niggas is locked away in a cage.
There you go.
They got trapped. So, then, you got the Grammys coming up. I don't even know if he's nominated or not, but guess what? When they stood on that stage and said, the South got something to say, Dre gonna be at one of y'all award show holding that little ugly ass flute in his hand and say, the South got something to play.
Okay, Jock. Yo, but I'm gonna tell you something.
That was a little corn chowder, but fuck it, I said it.
Yeah, we'll accept it. You a rapper. You a rapper.
A little cheese, baby, a little cheesy, but I said it. I got it off. You feel me?
But the truth is, that guy's a creative.
Yeah.
And even when he was rapping, we always knew Andre 3000 was different. Like he's just a total creative. And when it comes to people who are just creatives, they have to be inspired. So I can easily see him, whether it's a flute album, a trumpet album, or whether it's spoken word, I could see him doing what it is that just moves him despite what people say.
Can I tell you something?
And go ahead.
If you go back and listen to Outkast's albums, their early albums, like Jezebel, go back and listen to how Jezebel comes on, how it starts. It sounds like the same shit he playing in his album. If you listen to a lot of their music, there's a lot of live instrumentation that sounds like what he just put out. It's just, you got kicks and drums and guitar riffs and licks and bass on top of it and hits and synths, all that shit. But if you really go back and listen to some of their music and just really listen to it, that same shit he just put out is in them fucking albums, dog. He just giving it to you. It's like JD just went on IG, I think it was yesterday or today, and he showed that the MPC now has a stem thing now. You can separate the stems. And he was playing some song and he was taking the sounds out. If you take any one of them albums and go back in and take their vocals out, take the kicks out, take the hi-hats out, take the synths out, take the guitar riffs and all that, that shit sounds just like the shit he just put out. I promise you. I promise you. Anybody that hear me saying this, you can go do it and you can see for yourself. This ain't even nothing new what he doing. He just presenting it. It's a different rollout because all the other added ingredients aren't there. But that shit he been doing that. Go listen to that music.
You know, it's so crazy because Outkast was the first album that I can remember from a Southern artist that I actually went to the store and bought. I actually spent my money on it.
Oh,
the first artist that I could say.
Oh, yeah, I had
Interestingly enough.
I had the tape.
Yes.
I had the tape.
That I spent money on because our ears weren't accustomed to that to the Southern sound.
Well,
but I spent money on them.
I was 12 running here talking about some hootie hoo.
There you go. Yeah. But you know what's crazy? Boosie sat down with Vlad and said he's never been an Andre 3000 fan and never bought an Outkast album. Okay. Which is so crazy. Me being from the Northeast, it was the first album from the South I bought. And Boosie being from the South, he's like, I never bought one of them albums.
Nah, because he from the South, right? And it's so much music from the South that he probably is already hip to, you know what I mean? Like, coming from where they from, they got a lot of their own legends that created a sound, a tone that samples so much in these songs today. You know, you take some of these records and you hear that bounce in it, that shit New Orleans. So he came from a spot that was giving you more than just like one artist or a group that was coming with a sound. They whole sound and they set the soundscape. When you talking that New Orleans, the boot, all that shit right in there, hey man, he probably had enough to where they didn't have to go outside the lines and buy Outkast. I mean, he who he is. That don't mean other people from, Louisiana then. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. You know, Fat Joe, I believe he was speaking about the YSL Rico case that's going on and how they're using the lyrics against Thug. And Joe went on record and said 95% of the lyrics that he spit, they're made up, they're fake. It's just art. When you was rhyming full time, how much of your lyrics was based in reality and based on your truth?
All right, so here's the interesting thing. A lot of shit I rapped about, I had done. But it's a lot of shit I rapped about, it was just solely based on scenarios, you know, by way of this art form we call music, you know what I'm saying, or rap. And actually, once I started getting that real money, from there, a lot of that shit I rapped about was hella true, you know. You know, just like in Buy You a Drink, when I say, you know, Ferrari switch gears, whisper in your ear, legs hit the chandelier. By the time I had it, that shit was real, you know what I'm saying? When I started talking about dope shit, there's a lot of things I did, for real, for real, for real, for real. And I could be honest and say that, you know, I grew out of glorifying that shit quick, because to me, I never said this. This is the first time I ever said this. But what we're seeing today, I felt like this could have happened back when I first started. I didn't want to be a nigga that the judge could use my lyrics against me. So that's why I stopped really glorifying the super hood trap shit, you know, and that's kind of where I kind of faded out, because I was just like, man, it's so much shit I want to talk about, but am I snitching? Am I telling on myself or niggas around me? To be honest with you, so a lot of times rappers will just rap to glorify the lifestyle that they're subjected to. And that's just what it is. But a lot of times, especially now, these niggas is doing this shit and talking about what they doing. Because lifestyle is so real. That's why they use that record Lifestyle in court. People are buying not just the music, but the art form of the music, but they are buying your lifestyle. They want to see you really doing this real shit. Right now, you can't be no gangster talking you a gangster, and then somebody got you on goddamn IG, and nigga just slap your ass, pap your ass out, and you walk away. Nah, it's gonna go against you. So a lot of these niggas is really trying to live up to the shit that they talking about, or they talking about the shit that they really doing.
You know, either which way.
Art imitate life. Life imitate art. That shit like the yin and the yang. That shit don't stop. It's both ways, you know?
Either which way, it's no shock to me that Boosie felt a way about that. It said, you know, I'm the complete opposite. 95% of what I rap about is actually true. So, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, Joe might have been looking at where he had it successfully in his life at this point, his level of success, and he like, you know what? I could take myself out of this shit right now and just say 95% of this shit I rap about ain't real. Joe done made it. He got it now. He been had money. He been doing shit. You know, I heard the stories about Fat Joe. Done been around and seen him. The man getting money, he done got to the bag. Yeah, I can see him denouncing that shit now and being like, I even said it. Like, this shit ain't nothing. I don't want these issues. That's a quick cop. Cause you done heard this man talking about shit that people have vouched and said was true. So I feel like that was him saying, you know what? Let me be the bigger person, just go on and clean my slate now so nobody can ever come back and start trying this Rico shit in New York.
That's real talk. Kanye West issued an apology to the Jewish community.
Right.
He says he's now all about promoting unity. He pushed back his album with Ty Dolla $ign. Who knows when that's coming out? Now they're saying it's possibly in February. He released a new shoe, sock, if you will. But people accused him of literally crafting his apology on ChatGPT. And like, Kanye, we know how you write, and this don't sound nothing like you. So a lot of people didn't take his apology as being sincere, but more attributed it to you just trying to get back to where you were in business and in culture. Do you think his apology was sincere? Or was it because he has a new album, he's trying to get a distributor for his shoe socks,
I mean, the man might have been fucking sincere. He might have been sincere. That's just, fuck how it's crafted. What am I saying? What am I saying? You know, what am I saying? If what I'm saying is honest and real, that's what it is. I mean, like, dog, come on, man. Like, we are just, sometimes we just do too much sometimes, people, man. Just people being their feelings and they feel a certain type of way. Oh, I don't want to believe it because it don't sound real. Well, how much bullshit that you done that sounded real that wasn't real that you believed? You know, it's kind of like, I don't want to believe it because it don't sound like it's real. But I believe some bullshit if it sound real. If it's written like it came from a bullshit, I believe it's just stupid to me. So what if he used ChatGPT? He may have used ChatGPT because, you know what, his way of apologizing may have ruffled more fucking feathers. So he said, you know what, I want to use a universal approach to appease people, to make people say, hey, Kanye didn't mean anything by it. He wants to apologize. ChatGPT, what is the best way to formulate X, Y, Z, and to give it to the masses? And that shit probably gave him 4 or 5 different scenarios, and whichever one he went with, so what? A lot of you motherfuckers need some ChatGPT in your life, because a lot of y'all ain't expressing enough shit in the shit you say when you apologize. How about that? Because I done been apologized to, and I've been like, that's some absolute bullshit. But the person meant it. It sound like bullshit, but they meant it. Then I done had somebody apologize to me, and it sounded so well scripted and versed, but it was all bullshit. So I think people get caught up in the wrong shit. The man apologized. You know, I'm real funny I'm iffy about apologies any goddamn way. I feel like that was just a way to just calm things down. That's what you was taught as a kid. Just apologize. I really don't want to apologize. He hit me. I hit him back hard as I could, but that's your brother. Well, tell my brother stop hitting me and he won't get hit back as hard as I can hit ever again. But you want me to apologize for hitting this nigga hard as I could because we brothers. Tell him stop doing what he doing so I don't have to apologize. Your mama say, it's just apologize. Just go in there, just apologize. Just apologize. And you can do that just to calm things down. But do I really mean it? Because I apologized? Let's think about that for a minute. I me, myself, I hate apologies. I hate apologies. Because if you can bring yourself to the point of apologizing, especially if you knew before you done whatever you're doing, you knew right from wrong, and you chose wrong, then you got to stand on that. Apology just means, hey, will you take me back so I could do it again a different way? I don't know if you agree with that or not. That shit gonna resonate with somebody, trust me. Cause I done had people apologize to me, you be like, damn, that was so sincere, man. All they did was formulated the right presentation for your ear, for your inner peace, for you to say, okay, drop your guard, and a motherfucker uppercut you harder than he did the first time. So for me, when it comes to apologies, it's certain things I'm gonna ask you. Why did you do it in the first place? When did you realize you was wrong? And why should I believe that you will never do it again? Because if we this grown and you doing certain shit now at this age, how much more longer is it gonna take for you to live and learn to realize you should never do shit like that to people that you truly love and care about? If you this old, I'm gonna apologize to you at 40-something years old. Somebody, I won't do that again. I don't know how, because why would you do it now at 40? You didn't know no better at 40? When are you truly gonna come to that turning point in your life, that pivotal moment where you like, yeah, I really don't want to do that again. You never have to worry about that again. So apologies for me it's taught to us as kids. We taught to apologize. Your mama will make you apologize to a dog if goddamn she felt like you did something. Just apologize. Tell them you sorry. I'm sorry. You apologize. We taught to apologize. We need to be taught to not do shit to have to apologize. How about that?
That's real talk. That's real talk. Let's end this thing with a celebratory moment.
Let's go.
We in your backyard.
Yes, sir.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm right.
Super Bowl is about to come up. And for the first time in the history of the halftime show, an artist from Atlanta will be headlining. Give it up to Usher Raymond.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, shouts out to that boy, man. Hey. Woo. My boy is, he is, when you hear the phrase, to show and prove, he embodies the basis of that. We've seen him go through some trials and tribulations, man. Scandal or two here or there. A wife or two here and there. You know, I remember one time, and it was one moment, man. I never forget. I had the opportunity to be a part of Usher's comeback single. Remember Usher had that Moving Mountains? Remember that shit? He was going through the Moving Mountains phase. And people was like, he was going through all the shit, him and Tamika Raymond, and it was kind of like, I don't know what's going on with Usher. And people was like, I don't know. And I remember having a record with a cat by the name of Amnesia Beats, man. Played this record for Keith. Keith said, oh, I got this that one. I said, I feel it too. I'm about to be a part of history. Usher cut the record. Smashed. I was like, yes. I'm about to be a part of this icon's thread that he leaves behind in history. And when it was time to do the paperwork, this goddamn boy gonna tell me, man, I think I need to keep it for myself.
Hold on, Usher told you that?
No, Amnesia Beats.
Oh,
I said,
damn.
What? No, we're not about to do that. And it was, the man that cut the record, they ready to sign this goddamn paperwork, what? He said, no, I just think that I could deliver this and people will get it better coming from me. I said, man, please don't do this to me right now. I said, boy, this boy gonna do something big. He already, this Usher. I said, please, sir, hear me. I said, Nij, I love you, brother. Boy, this finna set your life straight. He said, I don't know. I told Keith, I said, Keith, we trying to figure it out. Keith, just give it a second. Keith like, all right, let's, I know how it go. This ain't nothing new. Songwriters is they babies and da-da-da. I said, all right, cool. Give it a second. I called Keith, he didn't answer the phone no more. Then I heard, oh my God, oh. And that boy went right back to the top, and Usher ain't looked back since. He ain't looked back since. And he's gonna call me, you think he still want the song? Hell no, nigga. We missed the goddamn bus, boy. It's over with. We would have had a song on the Super Bowl, boy. Well, wasn't a part of that journey with Usher, but guess what? I am a loyal supporter and I love Usher, man. I'm proud of that, brother. I always got to tell a story, so I wanted to end it, like you said, in a very congratulatory manner, man. I am proud of that brother's success. I am proud of everybody who's been a part of his success. And I'm going to have that moment when I'm watching one of the greatest R&B singers coming out of our backyard. Although Usher is originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee, they used to call him Lil Chat, you know what I'm saying? But Atlanta has been his home for a very long time, and he has embraced Atlanta, and he's helped build and make Atlanta as great as it is. So when I watch that boy at halftime, I'm probably gonna be goddamn ticking and shit, doing all the shit with him, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm gonna be so happy for him, man, because people don't know, when you gotta be this big for this long in the limelight and to carry a career as accomplished as he is, man, you don't understand the sacrifices that come with it. You don't understand the long nights and long days when you touring or you trying to come up with that next thing that helps somebody cope through a situation or keeps the party going or sings a song about life and gives you a whole nother perspective and helps you change your trajectory in this thing we call life. You don't know what that's like. So being an artist and an entertainer, a father, a son, a husband, a brother, a nephew, an uncle, a grandson, all of the above, man, I am definitely taking this moment right here, right now on Vlad TV to give the one and only Usher Raymond his motherfucking flowers because it's well-deserved, my boy. Thank you for being a living legend and a true inspiration to the aspiring. And I said that right here, right now. And I love you, boy. Great like that.
And with that, we're ended. Mic drop. I love you, Jock. I'm proud of you. And let's do it again soon.
Amen to that one, brother. Peace out of here.